I think we're ready to begin. So you guys had just come out of the Sycamore, the old Midflit lair. You guys were successful. You were victorious. You were able to destroy the Midflit leader. You've pretty much killed every single one of these gremlins you saw. You don't know if you've killed all of them. You don't know if you've actually genocided them all, but you've killed just pretty much every single one that you've encountered. And you were able to obtain this ivory fetish idol that looks like a humanoid figure with horns and a tail that apparently the kobolds were worshipping. You rescued Jathal as well, so you guys got a lot of experience points total for that. And you guys go outside. You spent a couple of hours in the Midflit lair, and finally you guys can go outside and lift your heads. You're no longer cramped. It feels great. But you go back to where you left your horses, and somebody stole them. Somebody stole your horses. Somebody stole your carriage. And then Jathal's looking at you, and she says, don't you leave anybody to watch your belongings when you go adventure?
Who would you suggest we left? We needed all of us and rescued you.
Yeah. No chance of leaving anyone behind.
Well, these lands are not safe. There's bandits everywhere. If you leave goods and horses, it's almost guaranteed somebody's going to steal them.
You know, we should have really tried hiding it.
I thought we did.
Yeah. No, we just dropped it some distance away, but we didn't hide it.
I did ask, where you're leaving the horses and the car and your wagon, because you guys also have a wagon, and that wagon you spent a lot of effort fixing. It's worth some good amount of gold in addition to all the loot you were hauling before. Now it's all gone.
All right,
John, I want to track that wagon.
There you go.
Well, just superficially, you look down and you see that the horses and the wagons were all led away in one direction. Looks vaguely to the north direction, and you see one set of footprints. They look to be like maybe human-sized footprints, like leading it away. So you follow the footprints and the horse prints all the way up to the point where they disappear into the grass. And now there's no longer any footprints.
What about the wheels? Impressions from the wheels.
Oh, then we're gonna need some tracking rolls.
Okay, well, that wouldn't be me.
Yeah, I'm ready. And I think with this, actually, can I just ask the plants if they saw a wooden, let me see. Okay,
Here you
I
go.
am going
Here's
to
the track.
use this. Right?
Okay.
I am going to use this also with this.
Yeah, that will give you a +1.
So I am tracking now with survival.
And it allows you to track every 30 minutes instead of every hour.
So, can you do anything with the plants, though?
You can do either or.
Well,
Talk with the grass.
I could ask them if they felt something heavy and catfish-like squishing them. I don't know. Here, let me see first. Where's the tracking? Okay, here it is. Put it on favorites. Tell me when you're ready, John.
Go ahead.
And I throw these. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my hero point.
Okay, you can roll it again. The second roll is this does not have a critical success. It's only a success or failure or critical failure. You pick up the tracks. You notice some subtle hints where the grass was kind of beat down a little bit. So you guys are able to continue following, but it looks like these tracks are moving faster than you guys are moving, because the tracks obviously are moving. It's the horse and the carriage; they're all moving at the same time. They continue to go north. They are going north in a northeasternly direction. And as you guys are kind of following these tracks, Jathal says, well, remember, the kobold's den is to the south. And Lindsay says, well, we have a lot of important, stuff and our horses, so we got to get our horses back before we go deal with the kobolds. So you have your NPCs. Jathal wants to go straight to the kobolds. Lindsay would rather have you guys find out where your horses went.
I would prefer to get my horses.
Yeah. They both they have different obviously have different motivations. Jathal's bent on revenge. She wants to kill Tartuccio for what he's done to her.
And I don't blame her.
So
good for that too, but we need to get the horses and stuff first.
All right, so the trail continues north. You guys are going to have to start doing world travel now on foot. So,
Okay.
So without your horses, you get 1 hex per day, and going north, it's the tracks go this direction. So you guys spend 1 day traveling over here. Now it's nighttime, and you guys got to camp.
Okay, which are you going in our map or in your map?
I'm using the world map.
Okay.
Why is my
So-
world map not working? Shit, okay.
Where is it that we move? Like, we just moved there?
World map, there we are. Mm-hmm.
Whoops. There we go.
Okay, perfect.
So you guys head on to this hex over here, and now it's nighttime.
Camp. We got a camp.
I mean, we can push it, right? That's sprint.
You can do a forced march once per day.
All right.
But if you do a forced march today, you can't do it tomorrow. You'll be too tired.
If we do that, would we have to track in the dark though?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see dark vision, but I'm not good at tracking.
I think.
I mean, I can use the. I think for that, I'll just try and use nature as a cantrip and just tell them where kind of it is and do tracking with that.
Are you so you guys want to continue through the evening right now?
Well, I think we have to, because with the wheels, they've got a speed advantage on us, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
in order to get ahead, we're going to have to put it. Yep.
I can't remember how to get the map. I know I've done this before.
Well,
Oh,
there's a
page
link in the
17.
chat.
Yeah, I put the
Yeah.
link in the chat.
My link in my hotkeys didn't work for some reason. I
Oh,
don't
the
know
stolen lands. That's what it was.
why. Uh-oh.
That's worrisome right there. DGM throwing a 19.
Yeah, but that doesn't automatically mean you get an encounter. I have to roll some other stuff. So
Okay.
so you guys start traveling through the nighttime. Now
But did we rest?
You didn't rest. You guys just pushed on with the force march.
No, I meant prior to
Yeah.
leaving.
No, you didn't.
I mean, I heal all our wounds, so at least we shouldn't have all wounds.
Well,
Yeah.
why is my mage armor not on then, or mystic armor?
8 hours probably passed.
hmm
Okay, and
I don't-
I roll one of these.
No, duration until your next daily preparation.
Oh,
so I
really?
should be good.
Oh, what's the good news, DM God?
Uh, I got a big random encounter thingy, so I'm just reading that.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, it's
Cool.
not. It's not. It's not a combat encounter. Actually,
Oh, okay.
it's a non-combat
You,
encounter.
Now, I
you
was
want to
going to
bet?
see the positive of it and say, "Yay, more key."
He's like,
So
it's not combat. I'm like, not yet.
you guys are walking along this open field in the nighttime. When you come upon seated on a log, there's a figure of a middle-aged man with a bald head, wearing robes and clutching his chest. And as you get closer, you notice that it some sort of monk or friar, and he's drunk and laughing explosively. And he's sitting next to a donkey that's eating figs.
Monkey that's eating figs.
Hello, good sir.
Look at the donkey eating figs. He points at this. Clearly, it seems to be his animal, his pack animal. He maybe he was riding on it earlier, and he's sitting there. He's drunk out of his mind and just feeding this animal figs.
Ah, look at it eating figs. How peculiar. So, have you seen anybody traveling lately?
He says, "Oh, I've been besides myself, I haven't seen anything. I'm just here with my donkey."
Hey, DM, just
Oh.
real cool question. Is he just sitting here in the dark, like no campfire?
He's sitting there in the
In
dark
a
with
log.
he's sitting there in the dark, drunk, completely drunk and wasted, with no campfire, with his donkey.
Wow, maybe we should take his donkey. I mean, I don't want to be mean or anything, but I mean, if that's
I say to him, oh, what a shame. There was a reward for something like that too.
Reward, you
But-
say? Well, maybe I saw. Well, is a reward up front, or do you have to actually find what you're looking for, or?
I guess it depends on the information.
Well, I may have seen, a couple of people, walking along the road, adventurers like yourself. Now, if you got some copper, you can help
Well-
help a friar out.
And that's all you've seen? Nothing else?
You can see he's trying to make something up in his head. He just stares at you.
Yeah.
But he's too drunk to actually come up with anything good.
So we're not
I see
looking
that-
for travelers. We're by foot, but by other means. But surely someone like you wouldn't lie about something like that.
No. I'm a sworn friar. I'm a friar of Serenray. I wouldn't lie. And he's looking at you, and his eyes are just like rolling in the back of his head.
I slap him on the shoulder and say, "Ha ha! I knew you wouldn't lie."
He says, I don't.
Uh,
He says, I'm not sure what you're looking for. I could use, maybe a couple of copper will wet my whistle.
I give him a copper.
Ooh, yes. Oh, yeah. I think that, and he points to a westerly direction. He's like, yeah, I think a bunch of venturers went that way.
were they on foot or were they with animals, riding horses or ponies?
Says, they're just like you. They were walking on foot.
Well, can you describe them?
There was a big, burly, hairy-looking monster kind of dude, and then there were a bunch of elves, And then there's like 3 dwarves.
I ask him if he recognizes this, and I show him the amulet of the stag.
He looks at it, and then his face turns a little bit serious. Oh God, those bandits! They're everywhere. Luckily, I got nothing to rob except this 1 copper you gave me.
You haven't seen any of them lately, have you?
Well, they're always coming by, but they're not. They don't. They leave me alone because I ain't got nothing besides my donkey, and my donkey, they scares them away. Special donkey, right, donkey.
Oh, sure.
And then donkey snorts when he talks to it.
How does he snort? Can you do that for us, John? I'm just kidding.
Snort like a donkey? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be a real special donkey. Well, at least I personally never heard anybody being scared of a donkey before.
I'd be willing to hand him a silver and just plain and ask him, have you seen a cart in the last day come by this way?
Yeah, I'd like to see I'd like to see a diplomacy check to kind of.
Okay, I will, and I'm offering him the silver. All right. Not so good. Dang.
He happily takes your silver. He says, "Well,
Yeah.
no cart, but I have seen a weird looking goblin, hanging around the area. He usually just kind of slinks around in the bushes, never really bothers me much. I don't know if that's what you're looking for."
Well,
And he points to the east. He's like, that when I was walking this way from that, he was like, I was coming from over there and I saw this goblin slinking around in the bushes.
How long ago was that?
It was earlier today.
So the bushes he's pushing to, can we see them from where we are? Are they fairly close, or?
Well, this is a couple of miles away. He's been
Okay.
traveling towards the west.
Okay.
He says he says actually, well, I was supposed to go and go to the temple of Seren Ray, but I'm kind of just kind of got caught up. And then he takes a swig from his little canteen.
Yeah.
Just got kind of caught up, but I was on my way to the temple. The Church of Seren Ray, they're interested in reviving this old temple down that a ways, and he points towards the bushes. He's like, I don't know. I don't know why they even bother.
I'm interested. What would the church say about indulging in excess?
What excess? He looks a little worried. What are you talking about?
That of the liquid kind. I say as I eye his bottle.
He looks a little bit worried. He's I don't know what you're talking about. And he turns the canteen upside down. Looks like he's finished drinking, and only a couple of drops fall out. I don't know what you're talking. It's just water. And then he hiccups, obviously drunk.
Yeah. So, I might be willing to ignore things if you can give us some good information here. Something a little bit better than what you've shared so far. I mean, come on, you're a silver and copper piece richer.
I told you everything I know. I mean, I'm just a friar here. I've been traveling. I told you everything I've seen.
Friars, no.
He says, yeah, maybe I saw a wagon with a bunch of people riding the wagon going that way, and he points kind of in a random direction to the north. You can tell he's kind of you can't tell if he's just making stuff up at this point, just to kind of because he doesn't want to get in trouble.
And there's no skill we can really.
There is the sense motive. Sense motive is a perception check.
Perception. Okay.
Someone good at perception.
I'm not great at it. Yeah, though, of course. For, oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a critical success. So most of what he says is he's lying. You don't think he's lying about that goblin he saw? He seemed pretty much intent. You don't think he's lying about who he is, but he's clearly lying about not drinking alcohol. He's lying about seeing people come by. But he is. You think he's probably telling the truth about this goblin?
Okay, so the East Goblin.
Yeah, he says he
It's
saw
true.
he saw a goblin slinking around the bushes when he was coming from the east. So he says it's over there, and he points to the hex to the east.
Now, we really didn't see any goblins as we got close to where the gremlins were, right?
You guys
Trying
have
to think about
you guys
a
did
little
not
bit in-
specifically see any goblins. No.
what if it's
Okay.
this small guy that keeps following us?
Oh, right. That's right. There was one that we did see earlier. It could have been a goblin. Forgot about that.
Yeah, we haven't learned anything about that guy, unless it's Tartuccio, and
We could ask him. Did this goblin, was he wearing anything purple?
I don't think it was purple. He was wearing some raggedy clothes. I think he was trying to hide that he had a bunch of knives with him. That's why he was looking a little shady. I didn't want to get too close to him, but he didn't seem like he was that interested in me.
well, the
to
raggedy
bother?
clothes does sound kind of like the guy that keeps following us.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just wondering if we want to take the time now to finally try and chase him down.
All right, you guys
So-
want to chase down this random goblin that was reported to you by this drunk friar, right? That is a movement to the east.
Do we want to do that? I'm not sure.
I was
Well,
getting
yeah.
our horses back.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
are still participating in a forced march, so you can move to
Yeah.
that last hex if you want. But once you do that, you're going to have to at least take a rest before you can do a forced march again.
Yeah.
Or else
Yeah.
we're going to have to deal with fatigue. So you guys want to move to the direction he pointed you towards with the goblin?
I think that's like moving to the goblin is a little vague, just east, because it could have gone anywhere after that.
Yeah.
So maybe not follow
Well,
the
he
goblin.
does give you kind of directions of the path that he took. So you can at least
And
retrace his path to the east.
And he did point to certain bushes in the geography, specifically,
Yeah.
where he thought he was.
Can we
So
use
we have
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Can we use stealth to kind of know if the wagon if the wagon feels like it's long gone, or
What do you mean?
do we get a sense about the wagon that we can catch up to it, or do
Well,
we get a
the
sense
wagon
of,
goes twice as fast as you do. So if the wagon's going at normal speed and continuously traveling, you can't really catch up to it on foot. But you don't know how fast the wagon is going. You can only you follow the tracks around up to around here.
can I try another stealth to see if we continue north or not?
Do you mean survival?
Yeah, survival.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, or you can do a recon action. The whole group can do one. You can roll a survival to kind of check the wagon tracks again. But at this point, the wagon tracks are very vague. Because
So
you're
what do we
you're kind of in
do?
you're in grassy area. You can try rolling it again, of course.
Get a general direction idea, right? Oh.
Oh, that's actually
Very good.
a failure. Sorry.
Is it?
Yeah, I didn't set the DC
Oh.
correctly.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to give it a try one last time. So tell me when you're ready, John.
I'm ready. You do find some more vague horse and wagon tracks. They are moving to the north and to the east at this point, up to the hex on top.
Mhm.
Guys, I see that they're now going northeast. If we follow the trail, so which one do you want to know? Do we try and continue getting our stuff, or do you want to look for the weird goblin, or we can find the weird goblin later?
We don't go get our stuff back, they're going to sell it. They're getting
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think
back to trading
as much as
post.
I want our stuff as much as anyone else, but I don't think we're gonna catch it. With that said, is there anything on the map that we could figure them going to? Like, what direction? Like known markers?
From what you were looking at in terms of trying to pick up the trail, you found a little bit of a trail going to the northeast. That hex in the northeast, that direction.
So what? Fort Sorenko, Brevoy?
Towards that direction, yeah. It would be a
Yeah.
hex to the northeast, as opposed to hex to directly east is where the friar saw that goblin.
My feeling about the goblin is going to find us again, because I think this is the same goblin that keeps on.
If it's a goblin.
Yeah, well, it's the same. It fits the description of a character we've seen before on the periphery, sort of that seem to be scouting us. So I
And
think
we
it will
don't
find
need
us
to
again.
chase it down, it'll find us.
Yeah, exactly. It seems to have found us more than once.
So if we think about it, the nearest thing going northeast is the um Fort Senko and the Alchemist.
Yeah, but isn't the fort abandoned?
You guys did go by the fort before. That fort has not been used in decades.
We've actually gone all this
It's
area
actually
to the north of us.
it's potentially a kingdom asset later on when you build a kingdom.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, John. I'll draw a pointer. But did we not go through here?
Where?
Or where I drew a pointer on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did
We
go
did.
through. Yeah, originally when you came from Brevoy, you did go through that direction.
Did we see any sort of settlement or hamlets or any habitats
Well, you
in
guys
that area?
happen to know that the last actual settlement was Navisca's Crossing. Besides Boken,
okay.
that little triple hill you saw, that's where Boken's hut was. You know where that is. But the last actual settled area was Navitka's Crossing before you get to Oleg's.
Okay. So this be going there. Possibly.
Yeah. So
I'm in favor of going to the northeast, just because I think this shady character that might be a goblin is going to find us again, and we will have an opportunity
Okay.
to.
So
Did we ever get those berries?
you never got
No.
those berries.
No.
Have we
Yeah.
we
found
still have time
anything?
for them.
You guys
We haven't been to the area where they are.
well, you guys
I was waiting for
yeah,
the
you
process.
guys went on you picked up on the quest hooks and you kind of went along those quests. You went to the bandit camp and then you went straight from there to the old sycamore looking for Oleg's wife's ring. So that's the path that you guys took, but you didn't kind of go look that the berries were a quest that the Boken gave you. You didn't go look for the berries yet.
We did get the ring though.
No, you didn't,
No.
because what you found out is that the ring was further robbed by the kobolds. So the
Oh yeah.
gremlins stole it from the bandits, and then the kobolds stole it from the gremlins. You do have the kobold's prized idol in your hands, so you have some leverage when you get to the kobolds. And also, you
No, they need to die.
hear some rumors that Tartuccio has controlled the kobolds. Jathal tells you
became
that
crazy.
Tartuccio himself has mutated into a kobold after drinking a weird potion they bought from Boken.
Ah,
So real quick for what we do next, I think whoever stole our carts and our cart and horses isn't just gonna sit in Fort Circle. They're probably going back to Brev Rostov to trade off whatever they took from us. So, if he doesn't want to walk all the
you guys are sitting there contemplating what to do, and then you see far off in the distance in the east, you see a tiny little figure kind of approach on the road.
And what does the figure look like?
Well, if you sit there and wait for a while, the figure gets closer and closer, and the figure looks like a goblin.
Well,
And how far
you
is
were
he?
Right.
He's like maybe like 100 feet or something away. He sees you and he's coming towards you. He's waddling. He's got a little cloak on.
We'll just wait for him.
So,
Yeah.
so the goblin comes up to you, and when he gets to the party, he does a big courtly looking bow. This is what he looks like. Greetings, he says as he puts his hands out and bows. You must be adventurers. My name is Knock Knock.
Hello.
Who's there?
No.
No, not joke. My name is Knock Knock.
Knock knock.
Knock, knock.
Knock knock.
Knock Knock is Knock Knock wanted to meet you. Knock Knock wanted to see you. Knock Knock heard about you.
From who?
Oh, from friends, other goblins in the area. They tell me that strong adventuring party is coming through, and Knock Knock want to offer services. And he has a big toothy, sharp tooth smile as he kind of does another bow. Lindsay just looks at him with like disgust.
Yeah, and what kind of services can you offer?
Oh, Knock Knock good at many things. Knock Knock can hide. Knock Knock can sneak. Knock Knock can sneak attack. And Knock Knock can find anything you seek.
Find anything, huh?
Anything you seek, Knock Knock will find.
Well, I am looking for a wagon of mine.
Wagon?
Ours.
What?
Yeah. Pretty big.
How you lose wagon? So big.
Horse ran off.
Knock Knock can find for you. Knock Knock will find for you. It is Knock Knock's privilege. Knock Knock asks
And what
for
is it?
nothing in return except that you recognize that Knock Knock is very skilled. Where you last see the wagon?
Scarlet comes up front and tells him we're following the tracks and show him where the tracks we're following.
So you show Knock Knock the tracks on the ground, and then Knock Knock kind of gets on his hands and knees. He kind of starts sniffing the ground. Knock Knock smell horse dung. Knock Knock knows which direction. He says, Knock Knock
nice.
can get you a horse and wagon back.
To see that Scarlet is very happy about that. Oh, really? Good. I missed my horse.
Okay, Knock Knock will get back for you. You stay here, and he runs off to the north. Do you guys want to wait for him, or do you want to follow him? Or?
I think we should.
Yeah,
follow
we'll
him.
follow him.
So you follow him, and he just continues on. So it's going to require a day of traveling, but he's leading the way. So are you guys going to... you guys have already traveled through the day to the night, and this is the next morning. You guys are... If you keep following him, you're going to end up with some fatigue, but you can. He doesn't go that fast because of his size. And you can see he's kind of like he starts walking along, and every couple of minutes, he gets on his hands and knees and starts sniffing away.
What I want to propose is that we tell him to keep traveling, but to leave a trail that we can follow. And that way, we can catch up with him.
Knock Knock agrees, and he opens his pack, and inside there's a whole bunch of dead insects that he's been chewing on. And he says, Knock Knock will leave trail of grasshopper. And he leaves these trail of dried up grasshoppers that those are his snacks. And you guys can follow that.
All right.
And leave some markings from on trees or something too. If it, just spend a couple seconds every once in a while, so that way we know we're on the right track.
Okay, you want me to mark tree? And Knock Knock actually pushes his cloak aside, and you see that he has two very finely carved kukris, these curved knives. Kind of strange for a goblin to even possess. He says, Knock Knock will put marks on trees.
All right, thank you.
So Knock Knock kind of scurries off. He seems to be very eager to help you. He scurries off to the northeast, saying that he's picked up the trail. He's going to find you your horses. You guys, you can follow him, but you're going to end up with fatigue if you do, or you can rest for the night.
Let's rest.
We should rest.
I'm in favor.
Well, for the the day, right?
Yeah. So if you rest, we go back to rolling a prepare campsite.
Yeah. Let me. Do I get? We don't get the +1 when preparing campsite, correct?
You do, because Lindsay's with you, and on top of that, Jathal's with you, so she has a special camping ability as well. Let me look up Jathal's camping ability is something called Undead Guardians. As the party prepares a campsite, Jathal takes an hour to establish contact with the spirits of the dead. You guys still don't know that much about her, but clearly she has some otherworldly powers. These are undead spirits that linger in the region, slain by bandits or doomed adventurers that have died in the region, as well as wild animals. And if the camp is attacked during your period of rest, these spirits of the dead rise up as undead guardians to defend you. And these undead guardians manifest as shrieking ghost-like spirits if you get attacked.
Nice.
And each round during combat, one PC can be choose to be defended by one of the undead guardians and get a +1 status bonus to AC for a round. Or you can have them aid you in their attack and get a +1 status bonus to melee strikes for a round. So that's Jathal's ability. And since they're both with you, they're both going to, both of their abilities apply.
Okay, perfect. So let me then throw the survival.
That's not a failure. Hold on. We go by the DC of the zone you're in, which is still the green belt. So that is exactly what you need for a success on the campsite. So you guys make a good campsite. Do you want to do anything else in terms of camping activities? You're pretty tired because you force marched.
I wanted to try and disguise it again. There was a way in which I think I used stealth to do that.
Actually, you're not allowed to because you force marched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
right,
all you guys can do is sleep. Hold on. I'm going to roll a flat.
Camouflage.
You guys get no encounter tonight. You guys have a very uneventful, great evening. A good night of sleep, and then you wake up next morning. You get to do your daily preparations, and you're refreshed and ready to go. So you pick up back on Knock Knock's trail, and Knock Knock has left a couple of grasshoppers and put X's on trees for you to follow. And
While you continue to do that, I'm probably going to change one of my cantrips.
You can do that. In morning preparations, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do some prepping.
I'm doing that while you continue explaining.
I'll pick up his grasshoppers as we go along.
So you guys follow up to the next hex. You travel about 20 miles or so. You're looking around. There's no more grasshoppers or marks on trees. You look around, and there's just no sign of anything. So you guys can choose to continue searching. You can do a recon action.
Yep.
That would include the entire group. Perception.
And how does that work?
Okay, we all roll perception.
We all have to roll.
Everybody rolls a perception. There is a specific DC that you have to hit, and all you need is one person to hit that DC. That's not hitting it. That's not hitting it. Okay, somebody hit it. Somebody hit it. Gunthar, you hit it. So you guys search around. You don't no sign of Knock Knock or his grasshoppers or his marks on the trees. But what you do see is that you find what appears to be an old cave. The cave is full of thick webbing on the outside.
Oh, we should totally go in there, guys.
Why the hell not?
Spiders.
Let's split up and look for them.
Yeah, split the party. Do it. All right, Scarlet, you need to check that cave. We're gonna go. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, someone.
Scarlett was looking at you and like, what?
Come on, druids love spiders.
Yeah, we can take a quick look inside, see what's going on.
As you get up to the cave, it steeply drops down. You're going to have to roll in athletics to get down there safely. The cave is very dank. You look in there; it's total darkness.
Oh, I have dark vision. Is there any way I could like just take a peep inside and maybe I could see something?
You will see a lot more than Gunthar would.
Alright, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm not sure if you want me to roll a perception check or not.
You don't have to. You go down to the cave. So the cave steeps down, so you'd actually have to climb in to get a really good look at what's inside the cave. But from what you see, there's webbing everywhere. Just the descent into the cave, there's thick webbing, and there's like these huge cocoons, like a small sized creature can fit inside that cocoon.
Okay.
Like a goblin.
John, before we continue, so that way I don't feel like I'm cheating, I am going to take one of my heals and put another of hydraulic push on it and change healing plaster for tangle vine.
Okay, that sounds great.
One thing we could do is, Mike, I can get Jaco to fly down to the very bottom there and look around and share what he sees with me.
Sure.
So I will release Jaco, the Shadow Owl, and he will fly down. And I guess he'll get up fairly close to at least one of the cocoons.
Does Jaco have dark vision? I'm assuming he does.
He does. He has dark vision, yes.
So Jaco flies down. I need a perception.
Yeah, I'll get it.
There's a specific DC you got to beat, so I need a perception.
Yeah, okay, I'll get it. Here we go. Here's Jaco. Here is his perception. Let's hope he can do it.
Nope. Jaco does see that the cave, when he flies down to the cave, it's just a circular cave that ends in a dead end. It's about 50 or 60 feet wide. It's a little irregular. The entire cave is full of webbing, and the webbing gets really thick. There's cocoons everywhere. You're assuming that the webbing is from a spider, and the spider's somewhere in there, but Jaco didn't see it.
And there's nothing indicating that Knock Knock is been brought in this area, correct?
You don't know. There's no grasshoppers, no dried grasshoppers. There's no marks on this cave wall. This is something that you guys happen to have found. You guys actually, the reason you were looking is because you lost Knock Knock's trail when you came to the area.
I do have a lantern, which is hooded. However, you said that this place is loaded with webs.
Yeah.
I'd like to burn it.
Okay. You go.
Wait, before you do that,
Yeah.
wouldn't that burn the cocoon? If it's gonna spread.
Yeah.
It's gonna burn everything. Let's see.
Well,
it
doesn't. It doesn't. It's not like gasoline. It doesn't burn like that. It'll slowly start.
No, but webs will go up. I mean, webs are flammable.
Yeah, they will burn out, but it's not like it's not like you put it in immediately. It's a fireball. It'll slowly start burning the whole
not
thing.
A fireball, but yeah.
But the more important thing is that the cocoons, if there's live anybody still alive in them, because we're thinking. Well, I'm thinking spiders that they sometimes do sting, not instantly killing, and cocoon. I'm worried about that. It could be their eggs too, but
Yeah, like
we
Lord of
just
the
don't
Rings,
know.
But you don't.
That's
But
true.
Yeah.
you didn't. You didn't
Yeah.
see any of these cocoons move. It's not like
Yeah,
you're sure that there's somebody down
Yeah,
there.
well, I was wondering if Jacob would have, because Jacob wanted to get near one. He wouldn't have seen anything moving in it, I guess, because he should have been able to see that, if not um, the actual creature. Okay. Because one thing I'm thinking too is I do have a summon lesser servitor spell, and one of the things I can summon is a hunting spider.
Okay.
But there is no hunting spider in the bestiary for you. There, I think there was for mine.
Where's the hunt? What source is that from?
That's from the Nepis archive, because I had to actually go there to find.
Let me look that up to see if you have access to it. Hunting spider.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna light the webs.
You do have access to it. It should be in the monster core. Oh, you know what? Maybe I don't. I have the old monster core.
Sure.
I have the old bestiary.
Well, the only reason I'm thinking maybe do it before you light everything is that it might be able to suss out something down there.
Well, we know something's down there. You know what
Actually,
I mean?
the hunting spider is a level 1 creature, so I don't think.
Yeah.
Are you able to summon a level 1 creature at this point?
Yeah, one level lower than I am.
Okay.
So up to level 1.
Okay.
The only thing with that though is I had a thought about that. If we burn things, we may be burning valuables too.
Well, you don't know unless you try.
Yeah.
You know what? No one's done this, and I pick up a rock and I throw it at one of the cocoons.
Okay.
Well, you can't
idea.
reach the cocoon from the outside because the cave slopes down. So you'd have
to throw
to
it at one of the webs, or I pick up a stick and I start shaking it in the web to see if something will start coming. Thinking dinner got stuck.
You start moving, but nothing comes out. Nothing else moves.
I would imagine his owl would still be in there while I'm doing this. So maybe it can spot something, getting interested.
As long as the DM will allow it on the same action, because I can only do it once every 10 minutes. That ability, unfortunately, but it probably would still be in effect.
You can wait 10 minutes and then try to provoke it, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah. We're
tell you what, I'll let you roll the perception check again for the owl.
okay. Let me get the owl.
Yeah.
And you're shaking. Okay, yeah. Here we go.
John, can I throw a nature check just to see if I recognize the webs or what type of spider it is?
Neg, you roll your thing first, and then you can roll it.
I'm gonna be yelling, "Help! I'm stuck! I'm stuck!"
Okay. Can I spend a hero point on my?
Of course you can. Sure.
All right, that's pathetic.
That's real bad.
Got it. Yeah. All right. Let's just see. There we go.
Hey.
Yeah. So Jacob now notices that there's a big spider kind of skittering around in the back, among the webs. This is a weird. It's a kind of a weird looking spider. It's got the spider is first of all the spider it looks like it's got. You know how like ducks have webbed feet? The spider itself looks like it has webbed feet. And the spider kind of positions itself so it's on a ceiling.
Oh, I will describe it in great details to Scarlet and hope that she might recognize something about it.
Scarlet, because he saw the spider, you can roll a nature check on the spider, and I'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus to your nature check on the spider. Just so, because he saw it and can give you a good description, so you know what you can maybe tell what it is.
Are spiders considered beasts or something like that?
Animals.
They're animals.
Are
Uh,
you able to
uh,
commune with them?
a 17 is a success. What he describes to you is something called a trapdoor spider.
Oh.
These are
Nasty.
ambush spiders. They eat prey much larger than themselves, and you guys would definitely be considered prey. The creature likes to hang upside down on the cave wall, on the cave ceiling, and then jump down to ambush its prey. That's kind of its MO.
Um,
Guys, what Neg has been telling us, it sounds like a trapdoor spider. And no, I don't have any. I'm a leaf druid, not an animal druid.
Well,
I don't have. I don't have any spells
if only we
prepared
had
for
knock
animal.
knock for the trapdoor spider.
well, I could send in a lesser servitor. I can't myself communicate with animals, but I can with the servitors I summon.
Yeah,
I cannot hear you well.
you can summon a hunting spider. It's just I don't have access to it because I don't have the monster core. I have the old bestiary from the pre-remaster. That's why.
I'll get its stats out on the archive.
Yeah,
I know it's there.
Yeah, if you want it, you just have to stat it. I don't, or you can buy me the monster core.
Yeah, so I might just do that. Okay, let me find archive.
I mean, that's another good way. We all pitch in and do that.
Yeah, if you really want it that bad, you can buy me the monster core.
The monster core, is that like the monster manual for first edition?
Yeah, so
it's right?
the remaster monster bestiary. So originally there was a bestiary and then a bestiary part 2. And when they did the remaster, they had to take out some Dungeons and Dragons related material. Like for instance, all the dragons. Previously there were red dragons, blue dragons, etc., metallic dragons, like from D&D. They needed to get away from that, so they redid the whole dragon thing. So now the dragons are a lot different. There's like a devil dragon, a diabolical dragon, an adamantium dragon. They got rid of the color dragons.
Okay, well, I just pasted in all its stats, but man, it's not very easy to read, is it? Into the chat window. Let me just see how perceptive this thing is. Doesn't have it as a skill. Dark vision.
Well, do you think you'll be able to use that as like bait? So that way the spider jumps down on that spider,
sure.
and then we kind of like.
Yeah.
I guess it's that angle. Are we able to? Do we have to kind of like slide down into the cave, or are we more climbing?
You need to climb down into the cave. It's an athletics check.
We could all rope in. We could rope in so that nobody ends up really falling right down onto it. This hunting spider does have venom and things too. It sounds very similar. It has a spring upon prey reaction, which is a trigger. It has all that kind of stuff.
However, the hunting spider does not have a web when you summon it, so you can't use that reaction.
Yes.
Wow, I've been muted
That's true.
for time.
The web belongs to the other spider. So with this spider on spider action, your spider's at a disadvantage.
But it can descend on a web.
Yeah,
Straight down
it can climb on the other spider's web.
Oh, that'll do it. I'm going to summon Lesser Servitor. I'm going to cast a spell, which is a full 3 actions.
Sure.
It lasts for up to 1 minute, which should be plenty enough time. Let it climb down in there on the web. And do we want it to lure the spider back in our direction? I guess so, right?
Well, the thing is, like when it goes in, the spider's just kind of gonna jump on it. No, isn't it just waiting for it to be right under?
What is the intent? What is the intent with this? Like this whole thing in general, I mean.
Hey, I did find a hunting spider. You couldn't find it because it was unidentified. I do have a hunting spider stat sheet, so we're ready to go.
Okay. The whole idea of this is that this is some way we can safely lure this out without us having to climb down in there. We can fight it from up here.
Do we want to go in there?
I think that there's probably wealth in there. It looks to me like
yeah,
this hunting
and maybe
spider.
we can
All right. So yeah, you guys
more
so
speed.
you guys are kind of you guys are committed. You want to go into the spider nest and get rid of it.
Except that I would like to use a hunting spider, summon a hunting spider to lure it towards us, if possible.
Well, just speak to the thing. Why don't we try and make it? We could potentially make a deal with this thing. We bring it kobolds and other bad creatures for this.
You have to find a way to communicate with the animal to do so.
Yeah, I can't. I can communicate like mystically with the thing I summon, but I don't
Okay,
think I
so
can get it to communicate.
I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all your tokens on a map. You're not actually in the map. Okay, so you're not there yet. When you show up, you can crawl down the hole and then you'll be inside the hole. But for the time being, I'll just temporarily put all your tokens there. But I'll put your hunting spider out.
And it does have tremor sense, so it would have a good sense of knowing fairly quickly where that spider is, if it moves at all. And just to, on the whole communication thing, these stat blocks don't even list languages. These are like animals like this don't have a language.
Yeah, you have to have special feats and abilities to communicate with animals and make that any kind sort of a deal with them. So here's the other spider. Your hunting spider crawls down. The other spider is up on the ceiling, immediately recognizes that there's a foreign spider. Your hunting spider is getting jittery, and they start fighting. So I'm going to start resolving the battle. Hunting spider goes first.
Yeah.
He comes down.
Good luck.
He has web sense, but the problem is that other spider's on the ceiling. So the hunting spider's going to crawl over onto the ceiling and over here. He's going to use all 2 of his actions to get up there. So now that he's up there against the other spider, he's going to use fangs on the other spider. He misses. Now the trapdoor spider's turn. Yeah, this is like Pokemon, actually.
I feel like that too.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how it is when you summon things sometimes. Yeah.
The trapdoor spider attacks your hunting spider. Hits your hunting spider. 1d10 plus 3 piercing plus a trapdoor spider venom.
Oh, good luck. Oh, but it whiffed. His fangs weren't so sharp.
However, the hunting spider has to do a fortitude saving throw for the trapdoor spider venom.
John, are we seeing this fight?
I don't know how much you're seeing because Neg is this is something summoned by Neg.
I want to catch. Can I cast guidance on my spider before it did that? It probably wouldn't have made a difference anyways.
No, it would have still failed.
I thought I had something that I could, or Lindsay did that could help that, but maybe not.
So the hunting spider is poisoned. So the giant trapdoor spider then starts screeching. It uses 2 actions to screech. And you see from the walls and from those cocoons, the cocoons explode and swarms of spiders show up.
Good thing we didn't go in there after all. Oh.
Yeah, can I light it on fire now?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that we know what they are,
well,
I say throw your thing.
You can throw a thing, but you can't get inside. In order to get inside, you have to actually step in there. You can throw it on the outside of the cave. I'll have it burn like a couple of feet each round.
That works.
I mean, can I somehow sneak in and see if we can fight those things? If I can tell.
When your turn is up, well, if you want to get in, you can roll initiative.
Should we all roll initiative?
Yeah, I think we should roll initiative, and you guys decide if you want to take action or not.
And this can only be a perception initiative, right? And can't really stealth. Can we use stealth?
You can try.
Okay, because I haven't really gone in. All right, I'll. Oh, what?
Boy, it's one of those nights again.
Okay.
You guys might need some sort of light source too. It's probably gonna be pretty dark.
I have a hooded ladder.
Well, I have a light cantrip. I can cast a cantrip on anywhere anyone wants it.
So
You
there's
can put it on my
the
familiar.
spider swarm also takes up to the ceiling. It has to make 3 actions to get over there. So that's all it can do for this turn. It can't bite yet.
Poor hunting spider. He's
He's in bad shape. Aramin,
Yeah.
you're up. You are outside the cave. You have to spend an action and use an athletics to crawl in. From outside the cave, you can throw a lantern and catch some webs on the outside on fire, but it's not going to be. It's going to be progressing very slowly, like 5 feet a turn. It's
now
not
when
going
you
to.
say outside.
I'm not gonna throw it. I'm just gonna, remove the top and let it burn the webs
So
to start it.
you start burning the
And
webs. Do you want to do anything else on your turn?
I guess what I can do is I'd like to do a recall knowledge to see if there's anything else that we might have missed.
Recall knowledge on what? The spider swarm or the
The
spider?
spiders, either. I mean, just the spider in general.
You
They're-
gotta pick one or the other.
Well, I just meant trapdoor spiders. I would assume they would both have it. I'm not looking for something specific to the one or the other, just the general.
There's 2 different creatures with 2 different sets of stats.
Are they not trapdoor spiders?
Yeah, but
Or
the
are they different?
spider swarm is different from spider.
Okay, so they don't have the same.
No, they don't have the same.
Resistances
Yeah, they
or-
don't have the same numbers, so you have to pick one or the other.
I guess the swarm.
Okay, roll a recall knowledge. Hold on, let me set a DC. I'll accept nature. Pretty much because it's really just an animal. It only nature will apply, unless you can tell me how something else could apply. Like if you have poison lore or something.
No,
Yeah.
but now that you mention it, anything it says. What about arcane?
Arcane does not apply. This is a natural animal.
Okay. Okay, that would be arcane significance, huh?
How-
I guess society wouldn't apply to that at all either.
No,
like
society-
spiders.
Wow.
Spider Society.
You
What
gotta
about
you gotta
religion, eh?
you gotta make an argument on how the hell they apply, and if the argument's bad, I will give you such a high DC it's not even worth rolling.
Yeah, look, I gotta. It's whatever. I'm
Nature
gonna
makes
just do
sense. Nature makes sense.
Yeah, nature does make sense. I agree.
Unfortunately, 12 is a failure.
Yeah, figured. No, that's all I'm doing. It's burning. So
Okay. So we got a second swarm of spiders. This one does have enough speed to make it up to the hunting spider. He's going to do a swarming bites on the hunting spider.
That'd be the end of the hunting spider, I'm sure.
So the hunting spider does a basic reflex save
Hmm.
against swarming bites.
Oh,
He takes
yeah,
half.
that's a success. Woo.
He takes half damage,
Oh, his reflex is good.
and then he has
Yeah.
to do another save against the venom.
Nope.
He succeeds, so he does not get the additional venom effect, which is terrible. Jathal drops. Jathal and Lindsay. Jathal and Lindsay. Now you're now in control of. Jathal is going to delay her turn. Do you want Lindsay to do anything?
Let me just see what she's got. Well, she might as well boost up the party just in case. I mean, that would be a good idea. Do her lingering composition.
It's not going to be able to hit the hunting spiders too far away down the hole.
No, I'm just thinking
So-
for our party.
So what you
you?
when you do Lindsay's lingering composition, first thing you do is just roll that lingering composition. It should automatically roll
Right.
against the DC 15.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a failure. That's fine. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
So now what you
but
do
then-
is you target every single party member except the hunting spider, and then you apply the effect for Courageous Anthem 1 round.
Okay, whoops. What am I doing? There is a target all. I can't remember. It's been so long. Target friendly units. There we are.
Perfect.
Okay. Yep.
However, not the hunting spider, so you got to untarget that one, and then
Yeah.
you're good.
I think I've untargeted it. Yeah.
And then you apply the 1 round effect for the failed composition.
Yep. There we go. Okay. I think that's just about all she can do, is it not?
Yep.
Um,
She got 1 more action if you want to do something else.
she might shoot the
She can't.
The,
She can't see them from where you are. You have to climb down into the cave.
right. She doesn't have low light vision or anything like I do. That's true. I don't think there's anything else she can really do at this point. Yep, just passing on.
All right, Talos, it's your turn now in initiative. What do you want to do?
Okay, so is the plan here just to wait for the fire to burn everything, or are we just gonna go in and deal with it? Is my question.
That's up to you.
The
I'm
fire's
not going in
slow.
there.
You're not going in there.
Hell no. Spiders,
Yeah.
poison, fucking enclosed space, and now it's on fire.
I have a question. How quick is this fire gonna spread though? Like, is it spreading to all the webs, or are we just gonna burn the ones that are like at the cave entrance?
I'm giving you like 5 feet around. I mean, it's it does burn, but it's not like a fireball into the cave.
Okay, if I were to hypothetically go in, would anybody even follow? Is my next question.
I mean, if you go in, I will follow to help you.
Can you see in there? You have dark vision? I can't remember.
Yeah, I do have dark vision, so I could see in there. But you guys
Okay.
need some sort of light to see. And
Yeah, I could-
somebody would have to
Yeah,
use it.
low light vision is enough to see. You don't need dark vision because the cave mouth is at least providing some light into the cave, so you don't need.
Yeah, it won't matter much. I'm gonna use a light cantrip and put it somewhere next.
All right,
right in the next turn.
So Talos, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
So if you guys want to go in, I could go in, and then we could wait for Neg to do light source on Gunther, and he could follow in. So that way our 2 tanks are there in the front.
So if you go in, roll me in athletics.
Should. Can I tie a rope on him really quickly before he does that?
You can do so on your turn.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going next, but it'd be too late.
I could delay my turn until after you.
Up to you. If you're confident of your athletics, I don't think I've ever seen you be athletic before, so I'm not sure.
Well, he's a barbarian, so he should be pretty good at
Should be.
athletics.
Good.
Yeah, I'm good at athletics,
Okay.
so I'll just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't look that bad. You'd have to really fumble it to screw up.
Okay. This is good.
So roll me in athletics. Your first action is going to be to climb down there. That is a success. So you end up down over here.
Okay, and that was just 1 turn, right? So what I might do is
They're all.
I'm gonna-
Just keep in mind, they're all on the ceiling. You can reach them on the ceiling because the cave wall is not that high. So the cave wall is like maybe 8 feet high or so. So you can reach them by attack with an attack, even though they're on the ceiling. You can just stand under them.
okay, and I'm just gonna use my 1
Stand.
action here. I'm gonna stand here, but I'm gonna use shield block too, so I get that extra +2 AC.
Yeah, you notice how he said that. Stand under the things that drop from the ceiling.
Yeah.
All right, so your second action is a shield, raised shield. You still have a third action.
And I'm just gonna use my last action to create a dread ampule, so I can join that next turn. It's
Okay,
like a thing I put for the alchemist.
so since you ran in, Jathal's going to go into. She's gonna drop out of delay and take her turn. She's going to run. She's going to roll in athletics so she can get in there. Hopefully, she won't embarrass herself. Oh God!
Whoa.
You said it.
So she tumbles down and lands over here prone. Her second action, she has to get up from being prone. And her third action, because she fell down, she dropped her weapon, so she has to pick up her scythe. Ned, you're up.
Now, have I seen Jathal operate in darkness? Like, do I have a sense of whether she has good vision in the dark?
Jathal has dark vision. She's undead.
Okay, good.
She
I'm gonna tie a
she
rope
has
around
like
myself.
real dark vision, not like low light. She has like actual dark
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah, dark vision. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm going to tie a rope around myself. and
That
hand it
that'll.
to someone.
I'll charge you one action to to tie a rope.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to get down there. Or do I? I actually want to cast a light cantrip, but there's no place I can really cast it unless I go down there, right?
Yeah, you'd have to. You can cast it on somebody else that's about to go down.
Put it
Oh,
on me.
okay.
I'm gonna need
Oh,
one.
good. Okay, I'm going to give it to you then. I might not be going down this turn then. I'm going to tie myself on a rope and I'm going to cast it on Guthar. I'll cast the light. That would be all of my turn.
Okay.
Where do you want the light cantrip on you? Do you have a shield or a weapon that you want it on? Your helmet?
Yeah, on my armor, something.
Okay, I'll put it on some sort of emblem you have on your armor.
Ex-
It's done.
Excellent. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's Scarlet's turn.
Okay.
Now,
um,
no,
yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
I'm thinking. No, I'm done my turn. You go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to try and do athletics. I feel that maybe I'm going to trip like Jittle.
It doesn't look that
So
bad.
you-
It's just Jathal rolled a 1. An 11 is enough. That's the DC was 10.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
So that'll get you down to the mouth of the cave. That's one action.
Okay, perfect. And then I am going to use electric arch
Oh.
on the swarms. So
Okay.
here.
Oh boy.
You selected too many things. It looks like. Oh, please unselect yourself and Gunthar.
Why did I have my
Yeah, please.
Yeah, untarget yourself and untarget Gunthar.
Oh,
Then you
I
have.
read it.
Okay, now you can roll the damage.
Wait, is Lindsay by any chance also there?
No, right now you have you have to get right now you have nothing. You have only the swarms targeted.
Okay, perfect. Then
Let me see what happened here. I think you killed both the swarms of spiders. They're not. Let me see.
Yeah, they're both dying.
You killed
In
both.
the combat
You
tracker.
killed both swarms of spiders because the special things about swarms is that they are very easy to kill with magic, but they if you try to do other things, they're hard to kill. So they're dead. Now it's
yay!
the hunting
no.
spider. Hunting spider is going to use fangs.
Yeah,
on the
the
giant
ice cream
trapdoor.
attack. Yeah.
Fangs
Great.
hit. It does 4 points of damage, and then the hunting spider
And-
tries to apply its venom. Fortitude
Yeah.
save. He succeeds. The hunting spider now, at the end of his turn, has to take venom damage, and also gonna have to do another fortitude save.
Good luck.
Okay. Okay, he succeeds, so he's gonna take damage, but the poison's gonna go away, at least. Gunther, you're up.
Yep. Athletics roll to get down there.
That's a success. Critical success. I'm putting you forward.
Good. Short bow.
Do you have it already equipped?
Nope. I got to take it out.
All right, so you can use one action to do a weapon swap. You put one weapon away and take one weapon out.
And targeting.
You don't seem to have anything targeted right now.
Got it. And I guess I'm done.
Okay, excellent. All right, it's the trapdoor spider's turn. He's going to go fangs on the hunter spider. That's a hit. Ooh. That hurts. Okay, it's another fortitude DC against the spider venom. He fails, so he gets the stage 1 poison. And then the hunter spider has a second attack. Not the hunter, the trapdoor spider. Second attack misses. He's going to take a Hail Mary. Because spiders aren't exactly tacticians. They're just going to keep attacking till they die. Oh, the Hail Mary is going to hit. I think your hunting spider is gone.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Hunting spider is dead. Aztec, you're up.
Aztec.
Aramin.
Let's see. Well, I guess I fall down.
You fall down, landing prone over here, just to give you a space. I'll put you over here. You are prone and your weapon's on the ground. Your staff or whatever you're holding in your hand is on the ground.
Right now, I don't have anything in my hand.
Okay, so you're prone.
Yep. Can I cast a spell while being prone?
Yes, you can.
Is there a negative to doing so?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So as I'm on the ground, then I will attempt to hit this guy with my telekinetic projectile.
That's a hit. You chuck a rock on the ground at it.
Yep. And that'll be bludgeoning then.
Ooh.
All right.
That's quite a hit. Good. You guys get ambushed. A second swarm pops out over here. And it's going to position itself in this space. So when it does swarming bites, it bites everything in its space.
When it did walk by Gunthar, his opportunity attack would go
Gunthar,
off.
you get an opportunity attack. You do. I forgot. Would you like to take an opportunity attack against the spider swarm? Maybe kill it before it gets to do its horrible thing?
I'll give it a shot.
You might have forgot, John, but when you put that on me, I remembered. Oh,
wait, no,
the
Gunthar, actually, you couldn't do that anyway because you have to have a melee weapon.
Yep.
Okay.
That's okay, he missed anyway. So he's going to do swarming bites. Everybody here,
Now-
I'm going to roll a basic reflex.
Except that I haven't actually gone down in there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll untarget you, Neg.
That's right. I don't. Maybe you want to move me a little bit in the square above it or something, so it's more obvious. But yeah, I didn't go down
I forgot about
on my turn.
Oh, in that case, it's going to go over... No, it can't go here. I'm not going to cheat like that. It's not going to be in between squares. All right. So let me make sure we got 3 things targeted. It's basic reflex save for all 3 of you. We have half damage and no damage. So first, I'm going to roll the damage. The damage is not much. However, the ones that unless you critically succeed to save, you have to roll the... Listen, let me see. Who Scarlet is the one who critically succeeded. So Jathal and Aramin, you have to roll the poison. The poison effect. Fortitude save.
You see that her druid reflex save her from this.
Oh man. So Aramin, you're good. Jathal, unfortunately, is going to get the stage 1 spider swarm poison. She is enfeebled 1. So enfeebled is a condition that decreases your strength. And
I don't use that anyways.
And she gets 1 poison per round. She's not, even though she's undead, her curse makes her not immune to poison. Even though most undead are.
You know, I gotta say, this is some really mellow combat music.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot to change it. And we got a second spider swarm that's going to take on you two. Same saves. Say swarming bites first. We have a critical success and a success with half damage. So the half damage is 1d4. That's only 1 damage. However, you do have to... That's only Talos, but you do have to roll that fortitude save. You succeed on the fortitude save. You do not get the spider poison.
Woo.
All right, Lindsay's turn.
Yes, Lindsay, I throw her the rope. She ties in, so that's going to be 1 action.
Okay.
She will... Well, she'll probably do it. Despite that, she probably... Is there enough light in this area where the swarm is for her to attack it from where she is? Not really clear.
There's light on me, and I'm directly beneath one of the swarms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, she can attack the swarm at the cave mouth. That's fine.
Okay. Let me just see what action she'll use for that. Well, I guess she could use telekinetic projectile. That should work. Hold on, let me open it up. Never done this before. It's an attack. Okay, let me target it. It is targeted. Telekinetic projectile. Here we go. Is it an attack spell, right? Yeah.
Yep. Whoa!
Oh, what did it do?
It attacked everybody.
No. Oh shit! I'm not used to
Hold
this.
on,
Okay.
hold on. I'm gonna go back all the way to the hit on the spider because.
Yeah, I forgot to clear targets. I forgot that I cast that boost. Damn it.
At the spider swarm, it was a miss.
Really?
Yeah.
After all that?
Yeah, you look if you
All
look
right.
at all the data, you can see the attack rolled against the
Yeah.
spider swarm was a natural 3. So that's a miss.
That's terrible.
Okay, so that's Lindsay's turn, and now we're back
Yep.
up at Talos. You got a big mess over here. Yeah, you guys are getting swarmed by spiders.
So is the fire burning us and the spiders since we're like literally where it would have been?
The fire's burning the webs. The spiders are obviously avoiding the burning webs.
Okay, so the webs are where the maps are.
Yeah.
Or the stuff on the okay.
Hey John, is there anything different about attacking a swarm with like a normal melee attack, or is it
No,
just
you can target and attack them just like anything else. You can't flank them though. Swarms cannot be flanked.
okay? Cool. So for my first turn, I'm gonna throw a dread ampule at the giant trapdoor spider. So it's the way it works. Just for quick explanation, I throw like a grenade at it, and I spend like my other turn making it and arming it because it takes 2 turns to arm then throw.
Yeah.
So I used last turn to use that, so I could just go ahead and throw it at the giant trapdoor spider.
Okay.
And if it hits, it fears it.
I think
Oh,
you had too
I'm not
many.
sure what I rolled.
You had way too
Wait.
many things targeted. That's why. Let me see what happens against the trapdoor spider. So it's a miss against the trapdoor spider.
Okay, then since that's a miss, I'm just gonna go for a normal attack against the swarm. Well, multi-attack penalty.
Yeah, multi-attack because if you threw the ampule, that counts as an attack.
Okay, then I'm just gonna shield block again.
Okay. Jathal is up. She is enfeebled and poisoned, but she is going to take out her scythe. Actually, screw the scythe. She's going to use her touch of the void. She's going to target this spider. Because the touch of the void does not affect her enfeebled status. So she does. The spider does a DC save. It's a success for half damage, but this should be enough damage to kill her. Oh, not enough. That was her touch of the void. Now she's it looks like she's just gonna have to attack the spider. She has her ancient +1 scythe against the spider. Oh, she crits this spider. She sweeps her scythe and it manages to catch every single one of these spiders.
Dying.
Her scythe also has the deadly trait. That's why all those dice were rolled.
Nice.
Oh.
She still has a third action. She's going to do a multi-attack against the second spider swarm. That's still a hit. She kills both spiders. Just screams out.
She's really angry.
Disgusting.
Cool.
She screams out. Neg, you're up.
Okay. I want to make... I'm going to make an athletics roll with the idea that I get to here.
Because you have a rope tied to you, I'll give you a +2 circumstance to your athletics.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Doesn't do much, but anyways. Okay, trying to go... Oh, I think I'm stuck on a wall or something because I can't move.
Yeah, that's okay. Just roll the athletics. I'll move you.
Okay. Let's go to athletics. Skill, athletics. Oh, yes.
That's a critical success, so I'll put you all the way up here.
All right. So I'm going to target that spider up on the ceiling. Oops. Let's get off the ping, though.
Is it on the ceiling?
Yeah, it's still on the ceiling. It killed that
Yeah,
hunter.
still on the phone.
It killed your summon spider.
Yep, I'm pissed at it. I want revenge. I knew that spider for 30 seconds. Okay, so I know, holding out my chunk of cold iron, I am, of course, going to go at it with needle darts. Ah!
That's a miss.
Misses it.
Scarlet, you're up.
Darn.
Okay. Um,
Clear targets.
I am going to. I'm just going to go ahead and do not electric arch because I don't have another.
Healing on Jathal.
Jatho's okay.
Poisoned and enfeebled. Can we do anything about that?
I forgot to say, roll her save at the end of her turn.
Oh,
I think we need a skill for.
She saved out of the poison and enfeebled.
Oh, perfect.
Good.
Then I'm just going to.
It failed.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do nature, and I want to know what is its main weakness out of the
Okay,
saves.
I'll take a nature, of course. Hold on, 15 is actually a failure. I know it says success, but this creature is too high level. It's a failure. You don't know. So originally, some more spider swarm was going to show up, but your fire just kills them.
Nice.
The fire progresses into the cave and it burns out the eggs. So the third wave of spider swarms never erupts because they're dead. Gunther, you're up.
Nice.
All right. Attacking. Still targeted. Yep. Hang on. Let me get myself in the right tab here. Well, that didn't work.
Or are you? Oh, you were still staying there. Well, yeah, Nat 1's
Yep.
not gonna.
No. Second shot.
That hits.
And I guess I got one more action. So yeah, here goes.
Okay. It's Spider's turn. It continues climbing on the ceiling, and it gets over here. Then it drops down right in front of you, and it's going to attack you.
Well, of course it is.
Well, you're the one shooting stuff at it. That's a hit. You take 8 points of damage, and then you need to do a fortitude saving throw. You succeed. No poison. It's going to take a second hit. Second attack at you with multi-attack penalty. Second attack misses. Aramin, you're up.
I'm gonna throw another rock at it.
That's a hit. You
there.
managed to kill the spider.
Of course I did.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to award you some experience for taking out this spider den.
And of course, we go around and start looking to see if there's anything to loot.
I'd say we go around and put out the fire.
Well, you could do that.
I mean, I don't mind if
I have
I'm not gonna be the only
water
one doing it.
Well, where is? I don't know exactly where the fire is in here right now.
Well, I would have
The
assumed it would have been
the
on the web.
fires. Yeah, it started on the like a cave mouth, and then it's spreading around the webs. It's kind of like
Okay,
sizzling and spreading a little bit at a time around the webs.
but how far's it gone so far?
Just around the entrance.
Okay.
Oh, so we should be fine to do a quick search and then leave, right?
Yeah, as long as we don't go up near the ceiling where the webs
Yeah.
are.
So can we throw
That was my thought.
perception?
You don't. Really need to roll a perception. You guys find a couple of bodies that are just freshly, barely digested. They're clearly dead humans. Some of them are like halfway digested, partly skeleton. Flesh has been kind of partly eaten away, especially in the areas where those swarms came out of. They've been feeding on these dead bodies. As you search these bodies, you find that you find a set of leather armor on one of the bodies. On another body, you find a short sword and 10 silver pieces. And you also find another one of those Stag Lord amulets. Looks like this was a
Nice.
bandit. So I will put this little bit of treasure into the party sheet, even though you guys don't technically have access to the party sheet because your wagon's missing. And then you guys head out of the cave. A little bit worse for wear. You took some damage.
Okay, I'll take 10 minutes for a moment and try to heal Gunter. Oh, that was Gunter. It seems I'm destined to hurt you at the beginning and then heal you guys.
You need a crit fail to actually hurt somebody.
Oh, really?
That was a regular fail, so you didn't hurt him. You have to crit fail to hurt him.
Oops.
That's okay. I fixed it.
Okay. I'll try 10 minutes again. And 3 hits.
There you are.
There you go.
Okay, I think now's a good time to take our mid game break.
Yes.
All right, since we're back, you guys went on a little excursion into that spider lair. You defeat the spiders. You didn't find much except for the fact that one of the bandits were killed by the spiders. You come out of the spider's den. You guys gather yourselves, heal up. Still knock knock. No sign of knock knock. You guys are just kind of out there in the field, and the hour's getting late.
Well, what do you think, guys? Should we rest for another day? Wait for him, give him the doubt?
Well, I mean, we have no idea where he is, and we're gone, so it's not like he'll know where we are.
So just to be
Yeah,
clear, like the trail went completely cold, no bugs, no markings on the trees either, right?
Yeah, the last time you saw any grasshoppers or tree markings was several miles back. You guys just kind of continued in the same general direction. You did a recon action to search around, and what you found was the spider nest.
Yeah,
Right.
but so you're saying several miles back. Would we have gone out of our way several miles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems pretty far for a trail to go cold, and then it's like, oh, well, we went the opposite direction.
Well, when you did
You
a
know what I mean?
recon action, that means you're searching the entire hex, meaning you're searching here and searching there, different directions.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's what it means, and that's how you found that spider lair.
Okay.
You guys are actually one hex away from Boken. You know that Boken's hut is to the northeast, and it's about like 10 miles or so away from you. You guys just looped around, actually.
Well, we can always try to go to Vulcan and ask him if he sees people with our cart. Actually, John, I was going to ask, staves, it's for third level to fourth level characters?
What kind of staff are you asking about?
I was thinking in diffusion.
Every item has a
Go
level next to the item. So if you found an item on Archive of Nethys, there has to be an item level next to it.
No, I was curious if I could pre-order one for later.
When you reach the right level, you can just buy one. You don't need to pre-order. We'll just say that you can go if you're at Oleg's, you can tell Oleg to ask them to send you one.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
because
so
I want one with 3 cantrips.
Yeah, so at any time, if you meet the level requirements, you can, if you're at a place that sells things, you can buy it. That includes going to Oleg's. Even though he's far out in the middle of nowhere, he can get you whatever you need because he constantly has traders coming back and forth going to Restov. He's the last trading post before the wilderness. But because you guys really helped them out by defeating the bandits, Oleg not only is giving you free room and board there, but he's willing to trade with you at regular prices. With no frontiersman markup like before. All right, so you guys already have spent the whole day, so you guys are kind of getting a little tired, and you start making camp. And as you are preparing to make camp for the evening, you see far off in the distance, it looks like Knock Knock's back. And Knock Knock looks like he has found your animals. He's found your horses and your cart, your wagon. And he's got them all on one kind of a rope kind of tied together, and he's just pulling them back. It looks like the horses don't like him, and they're trying to resist him, but he's just forcibly like pulling them forward. So he pulls them over to where you guys made camp, and he says, "Ta-da! You see? Knock Knock helps you. Knock Knock finds what you're looking for."
I'm gonna whisper in Gunthar's ear and say, just look for anything suspicious. And I'll say, Knock Knock, we're so glad you're back, and with what we were looking for.
So Knock Knock just wants you to recognize that Knock Knock is very useful.
Where did you find them, Knock Knock?
Knock Knock discovered them out in the fields, hiding behind a hill. Looks like bandits stole them, but Knock Knock stole them back, because Knock Knock's good at stealing.
What kind of bandits were they?
Oh, same bandits you guys have been fighting. You know, the Stag Lord bandits. And then he's he looks like he has kind of spoken out of turn, and he puts his hand over his mouth.
So you have been following us, haven't you?
Oh, a little bit, yes. But that's not wrong. Knock Knock just want to help.
Knock Knock, I want you to think very carefully on what you say next. Do you understand me?
But Knock Knock helped you.
Know.
Knock Knock found your horses.
I want to know if you know anything about how they went missing in the first place.
Knock Knock looks at you. He says, Knock Knock just help you. You lose horses, Knock Knock find for you.
But do you know how we lost the horses and the wagon?
Bandits took it.
And you saw them take it?
No.
Were you part of that at all?
No,
I gotta ask.
Knock's not a bandit.
Well, you're good at stealing.
Yes. But not a bandit. Knock don't rob.
I would like to ask him, what is your clan? What is the people that you
Oh, Knock have tragic backstory. Knock was hoping that you would ask.
Oh God.
I'll ask. You see that Scarlet Girl said? I want to hear that story.
Knock used to have family. We come from goblin village called Mudslip, far off. And he points to the west. He's far off in the marshy land of Hooktongue. Before was Goblin Camp, but Goblin Camp was attacked by evil monster, big ugly Hydra, many heads. Knock tried to fight the Hydra. Knock uses Knock's alchemist fire, but no, Hydra too strong. Killed everybody except Knock and Knock's family. So Knock's family, we go on religious pilgrimage, but then tragedy. Killed by evil humans.
What did these evil humans look like?
Knock don't know. Knock was sent out to forage for food. When Knock came back, all families slain. So sad.
Can someone do a sense motive on any of this stuff?
Yeah, I was going
Things
to say.
aren't
I was
added.
going
I'm
to
just.
Sure, you can do a sense motive.
Okay. Give me one.
Oh, that's a critical success. Very nice. So what you're getting from this guy, from this this goblin, is that he's obviously not telling you the complete truth. There's more stuff that he knows that he's holding back from you. You don't think that he's trying to trick you into anything. You think that he is genuinely trying to get your approval for some reason or another.
Go ahead.
I whisper that to everybody else.
Knock. Why is it so important to you that we acknowledge you? We're nobody to you.
No, you not nobody. You going to be the next rulers of the stolen lands. Knock knows. And then he covers his mouth again like he said too much.
And, okay, I understand what you're saying, but what do you want?
Knock just want to be helpful. Knock don't want money. Knock don't want anything. Just want to be your friend.
Do you want to travel with us? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes. And he looks excited at the prospect of traveling with you. Lindsay says, I would think twice about letting this creature travel with us. And Jthal says, you know what? He could be useful.
Do goblins speak Fae?
You ask Knock, he says he doesn't. He only speaks Common and Goblin. Says Knock's family are religious pilgrims. We not evil. We don't kill. We religious pilgrims.
And who's your religion?
The great lady of monsters, Lamatsu. And he puts his hands out in reverence. Lindsay says, Lamatsu is an evil goddess. She.
I say to him, I talk to him in Goblin. I say, I want you to be completely honest with me. Was that you who was following us around that we would see from time and now for about the last week?
Yes, it was Knock. Knock Knock know you are heroes, and Knock Knock's gonna be a hero too.
I'd tell the rest of the party what he just committed.
Well, to see that Scarlet goes forward and she's like, well, I believe that we can give people a second chance. And
You not even give Knock Knock a first chance. Knock Knock never did anything bad. Knock Knock only helped.
Knock knock, you're okay, whether you're evil or good.
Yes!
I don't care about that.
Yes, and he jumps up and down. He's like, you see, Knock Knock help you in ways you don't even know.
I just need to know whether or not we can trust you. And that takes time. Yes, you did bring back our horses, and yes, you brought back the wagon, and I expect to see if all our supplies are in the wagon.
You know, Knock Knock did even more than that. He says, you can look.
Oh, really?
You can look at everything is there. Knock Knock no steal any of yours because Knock Knock wants to be a friend.
Okay.
So you guys go and check the wagon. It does appear that everything is still there. But it seems like the horses are really spooked by Knock Knock. Like whenever he goes near the horses, they just kind of avoid him.
Maybe it comes from one of those places where the goblin boys are lonely and the horses are scared.
Oh, jeez.
You guys, if somebody wants to roll a society, you can roll a society on Knock Knock's.
I will, because he's already told me some things about it. So I will roll a society.
That is a success, a regular success. You do know that goblins and horses don't get along. As a matter of fact, in the Pathfinder world, goblins and horses are kind of like enemies, and goblins oftentimes eat horses. The goblins actually have a specialized weapon called a horse cutter. So when you have evil raiding goblins and they attack you, the first thing they typically will do is go to your stable and kill all your horses. So it's not uncommon for horses and goblins to not like each other. But Knock Knock seems to be, he seems to be capable of leading the horses to some degree.
Without eating them?
He hasn't killed the horses, hasn't harmed them to your knowledge. But they really don't like him.
But the fact he didn't eat him is a major plus and achievement.
Honestly, he followed us, but he didn't really do anything wrong. In fact, he's only helped us, so I think we should honestly give him a chance.
I'm like I said before, in game, I agree with giving him a chance. Out of game, my red flags are just screaming at me, especially listening to all of you. But yeah, sure. Like I said, I'm down. I don't care if he's evil or not. I just care if we get what we need.
If you don't believe Knock Knock yet, Knock Knock will stay in the shadows, and when you need help, Knock Knock will jump in and help. How about that?
Staying in the shadows.
I prefer to stay.
Knock Knock likes the shadows.
We would like to see and know where you are, though, too. I don't think Lindsay's comfortable with that.
Well, Knock Knock. Here's the thing. I know you said you're peaceful, but if we need you to kill someone...
Knock Knock have no problem killing something that's no good.
All right. Well,
just
a
like
lot of kobolds.
Yeah, like that purple kobold you're fighting. Yeah, Knock Knock can kill that purple kobold, no problem.
Yeah, and the other ones too.
Yeah, Knock Knock can kill all of those kobolds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're evil. Not evil like you and me, but the bad evil.
So you guys all of a sudden you realize that you didn't even tell Knock Knock about fighting kobolds. He appears to know this. You don't know how.
Yep, and he mentioned the purple gnome.
Yeah, he mentioned the purple kobold. You guys, and then Jathal kind of squints her eyes and she says, "This goblin knows a lot more than he's letting on."
Yeah, well, he probably eavesdrops on us when we were at the Gremlin Den.
Hey, Knock Knock, where are you getting? I think we'll let you tag along, but I need you to be honest with us. Where are you getting this information?
Oh, Knock Knock hears special voice from the goddess Lamachu. Lamachu guides Knock Knock. Knock Knock is devout. Religious pilgrim I am.
And she tells you what to do and how to do it?
Yes. My
And what
goddess
is she
Lama
telling
Chu.
you?
She's telling me to become friends with the new rulers of the stolen land. That is you?
Yeah, that will be us.
And this Lamashu, does she have other followers like you in this area, especially goblins?
Well, we used to be village who worship Lama Chu, but village destroyed by Hydra. I think we angered Lama Chu. I think she sent Hydra to kill us all, but Knock Knock will repent.
What about other goblin villages near you? Were there others that worship Lamashu?
There were, but they all die. One after
all
another, destroyed by monsters, or people trying to kill goblin for no reason besides that we goblins.
I'm sorry to hear that, Knock Knock.
You see, Knock Knock is refugee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Knock Knock is persecuted.
Do you need some copper, Knock Knock?
No, Knock Knock will not even take your money. Knock Knock proved to you he's your friend.
Okay. Do you happen to know where any of those, I mentioned those berries we were talking about?
I will roll Knock Knocks. Let's see his skills. I will roll Knock Knock's survival skills, see if he knows anything about these berries. I'll roll it against the zone DC of where the berries are located.
Also, guys, I think I found the person who can stay and guard our cart. No, he doesn't.
No, Knock Knock knows about those berries. They are in the bottom of the Tuskwater Lake.
Oh boy.
Oh.
The bottom of the Tuskwater Lake. Like just lying on the...
Yes,
the bed?
yes, the water
Lake
berries. Water berries.
Oh, they
Damn
grow
it,
there.
Knock Knock. Damn it. Are you messing with me, Knock Knock?
No, Knock Knock genuinely rolled a nat 1.
Oh, I know. That's I'm
Yeah.
role playing it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, Knock Knock. When we take care of certain things, it might be helpful to have you guard our horses and cart.
Knock Knock
That
can do
way-
that, of course.
Yeah. That way, no one steals it.
Knock Knock will do that, of course. Knock Knock is your new friend. We're going to be best friends. And he smiles, and you can see that his teeth are sharp and the kind of this foul odor coming out of his mouth.
Mm.
You see that while you guys were talking, Scarlet was whispering to Lindsay. We can try to convert him to Shalyn. We just need Valerie.
If you want to convert Knock Knock to Shaylin, you can try. You have to roll influence points on him. Right now, your influence with him is at a 0. If you can get his influence up, you can do a lot of things. Since you guys did not kill him, he's following you now, and he is a party NPC.
Okay.
We have too many so far. So Knock Knock will not be joining you in battle as of now. Right now, it's only Lindsay and Jathal with you in battle. Later on, if you choose to take Knock Knock out to battle with you, he can join you in battle. He's a rogue.
Did we have another NPC? Sorry.
Yeah, Valerie.
Yeah, Valerie.
Valerie.
So you guys are collecting several NPCs. You don't
Yeah.
have.
Collecting
No,
Pokemon.
I want you to know you don't have to collect them. It's your choice.
No.
I don't think you're gonna.
John, we have to collect
Yeah.
them. We have to collect
Okay.
them.
I'm with her on this.
Okay, I don't think you're gonna lose out if you don't collect one or two or something like that.
No,
It
we
just
are.
it just depends on if
there's
you
no
like
point.
them.
No, they're Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
Yeah.
All right. How far are we from Oleg to actually sell what's on our cart? Because what my train of thought is, we go there, we sell our shit, and we say we found the ring. We're gonna go get it, and then we go to the kobolds from there.
You're 2 hexes away from Oleg's.
I think it
Okay.
might be beneficial for us to just get there, sell, rest.
Okay.
and then make travel.
So you're going to have to take a rest tonight because it's towards the end of the day. So you have to do it, make camp tonight, and you can do it tomorrow.
All right.
No
So
problem.
we need to initiate camping.
Oh God, I thought you were saying combat. I was like, wait, what?
Mm. Surprise!
Depends on how bad we roll.
That'll come after we're sleeping.
Yes.
But we
I
have
just
Jethal
interrupted.
now.
You
We
have
have two
Jathal, but
guardians.
you also have Knock Knock, and Knock Knock's camping ability is actually maybe more of a curse than a blessing. Okay, so that's a successful no matter what. So Knock Knock has 2 camping effects. When the PCs camp with Knock Knock, the goblin taunts the other characters, and as long as the goblin remains evil and not of high influence, the jokes get really grating, and they cause a -1 circumstance penalty to all checks for camping. However,
let's hear one of these
however,
jokes.
when you get attacked. Knock Knock sets off several annoying and frustrating traps around the camping perimeter. They don't do damage, but they just annoy the hell out of whoever tries to invade the camp. And if the campsite is attacked by enemies, the invaders suffer a -1 penalty to all attack rolls and skill checks for the first round of combat.
Oh, wow.
Because of his traps.
Yeah, I need to hear one of these jokes, John.
Okay. Let's
Did we set-
let's see
did-
who
do I-
let's roll to see who Knock Knock makes fun of. Knock Knock looks at you, Aramin. He looks at how you have some dragon blood and part of your skin is kind of scaly, and he says, "You know, Knock Knock knows of good conditioner for that problem."
Oh, do tell.
Whoa,
He says,
whoa.
you have to mix the dung of a sparrow with honey, and you rub all over your skin. Will help the dry skin. He says, "You want some?"
Thanks.
And he opens up his pouch and takes out some dung.
You just have that readily available, don't you?
Of course, he comes over you with a handful of dung and honey.
I raise my hand and I say, do not touch me.
Why? This scaly skin is no good as eczema. Knock Knock have
Yes.
cousin with eczema is no good. It's very itchy.
I get rid of it by slaying dragons and their kin. Or at least I will one day.
All right, so that's a successful camping check. Do you guys want to do anything in terms of camping activities? Remember,
Yeah,
you guys
I wanna-
can increase influence on the NPCs that are with you right now if you want to.
Yeah, I want to try and camouflage the camp again. Didn't go so well last time, but I'll try and camouflage
Sure.
it. So I'll make a stealth
I
check.
want to try and convert Knock Knock.
Do I have to
Yeah,
make my
that's
stealth
not
check?
gonna
It's a
be anytime soon.
it is a stealth check.
I don't have to make it in the tower, though. I can make it in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
that's fine.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a critical
That's
success. That is a +2 to the DC of the encounter that I just rolled against, meaning that you were going to get an encounter, but because of your stealth check, you're not. Even that's despite
Oh.
Knock Knock's hindrance because of the critical success.
Okay.
So you saved the party from another random encounter. So other camping activities, cooking, telling story, or
I want to socialize with Knock Knock and try to convert him to Chillin.
sure. What do you want to say to Knock Knock? He's sitting there picking his nose.
You know, Knock Knock, I'm also a follower of a goddess.
Oh, like Lamatsu, the pregnant evil bitch Lamatsu.
No,
Oh
I would
shit!
say she's the opposite of yours.
Oh.
Yes, when she appears to you, she appears to be as beautiful as the most beautiful thing you ever seen. Her
Yeah.
name is Chillin. Happy
Yes,
miracle of her.
but beautiful goddess, not scary. Not scary. Nobody listen.
No, that's not true. Haven't you seen this sometimes when beautiful things talk? they gain a lot of attention. They might not be scary, but they do have their own abilities.
But beautiful things know like knock knock, and he puts his head down.
No, I think Chilling doesn't really care because everybody's beauty is different.
All right.
For her,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. For her, beauty depends on the beholder. So.
The eye of the beholder.
Yeah. What is beholder? We can't talk about that. We get sued.
She just.
You can roll a diplomacy on knock knock. I will give you a +2 circumstance bonus for good role playing.
Let's see.
That is a success. Knock knock's influence goes from 0 to 1.
We can't talk about that. We'll get sued. That's funny.
It's true, the beholder.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
Yeah. I think I'll tell a story.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Gather around, everyone. Friends. Knock knock. All right. I'm gonna tell you the tragic tale of who's there. The goblin. See, he was so dim that he thought a dragon's scale was just dry lizard skin. And I give Knock Knock a look. Once, he tried to steal treasure from this dragon's hoard, only to trip over his own ears and fall face first into a pile of dung. I give him that look again. I said, the dragon, out of pity, spared his life, assuming no foolish creature could be possibly worth eating. So he wandered off, leaving behind only a smell and a reputation. And to this day, whenever someone sniffs the wind, they say, seems like who's there? His spirit lingers on and on.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a will save on Knock Knock to see if he actually understands, or it goes over his, or he's too stupid. It goes over his head. Knock Knock actually is so stupid. He doesn't even know the stories about him. He starts laughing. Ha ha! Stupid goblin.
I don't know what's better. I know.
That's a 5 role playing. I'll give you that. There you go.
Oh my god!
Anything else for the party before we have rest? You guys have no encounter tonight because I think Neg's stealth roll saved you.
Just to confirm, Jedel is in 0, right? With us.
Yeah.
Or would the pre-adventure gave us a connection with her?
What are you talking about?
I did pretty well with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Jathal, you have some influence on Jathal because you successfully interacted with her. That's why she isn't dead and still able to join the party. You had successful interaction with her during dinner originally. So you do have some good influence with her. And Amiri, remember Amiri, you guys forgot about her. You don't know where she went.
Actually, I was thinking about it, but I keep forgetting because we keep getting all these random encounters.
You know, I think maybe the next time we rest, I might talk to Jathal then.
Sure. You can actually do more than one camping activity a night, but the more you do per player, the more I have to roll additional random encounter possibility. Yeah. But you can do up to 4 actually per the rules.
Per player, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you want to do that many, you're almost guaranteed to get a combat encounter because you're making noise and stuff like that. Because I'm going to roll a lot of random encounters. You guys are in a very safe place, so you're not really scared of getting killed by a dragon or something.
Sorry. Y'all want to sleep or?
Yeah, if you were in a dangerous zone, I'd probably at least make it known that you're in a dangerous zone, and a random encounter could be real bad.
So somebody
Well,
who's got
before. Oh, sorry. Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying is that if we're sort of winding down, we should do an organized watch. It needs to be done by somebody who's expert in perception.
I could
And
go
we
to do
need to figure
that.
out a what.
Expert in perception.
Hold
Are you
on,
hinting?
hold on. Let me. No, Knock Knock's still level 1. Let me see. He might be. Nope. Oh, he is. He's expert in perception.
And so is Lindsay.
Yeah.
But I think probably Talos might have the best perception.
We also have an unknown alchemical item. I could spend my time identifying that.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
If you want to roll to identify the alchemical item, you can. You have. Do you have alchemical lore or anything like that?
I'm just trained in alchemy, and when I go over like activities, I identify alchemical item.
Okay.
But that's a exploration.
Okay, so you can use in that case you can use Arcana, you can use occultism. I think that's about it.
Okay.
Oh, crafting. You can use crafting. Sorry,
Oh, cool.
because this item was crafted. That is a success. You identify this alchemical item. It's called a. Hold on. There we go. It's a lesser thunderstone. Yeah, you guys been holding on to this thing for a long time.
Okay, cool. Unless anybody wants that, I'll hold on to it.
And let's see what this thing does.
You chuck it and it
you
explodes.
know what? I have a question for you. If I took that and I launched it with the telekinetic projectile, would that stack?
What I would probably do is I would charge you an extra action to launch it with a telekinetic projectile, and what I would stack is the splash damage. So we would do your telekinetic projectile damage, and then I would do the D4 splash damage. So because you're doing extra damage, I would have to charge you an extra action. So because you're moving something with magical properties, etc., right?
I think that would be fair. If
Yeah.
Talos doesn't mind letting me get that, I'll take it.
Oh, all yours.
Yeah, so that would be.
I feel like that would work pretty well.
So if I charge you an action, that would be equivalent to you casting telekinetic projectile and doing another action to throw it. So that's all of those combined. Plus, you're using the your spell casting bonus instead of an attack bonus for throwing it, so it gives you a little bit of benefit. So that's why it would be a 3 action to chuck it with a telekinetic projectile. So this was something it's improvised. But that sounds great. That sounds like the best thing. So yeah, you can take it. It's in I'll put in your inventory.
Look at me coming up with all these ideas lately.
Well, people in Pathfinder don't come up with ideas enough because there's so many rules. People think, oh, well, there's already so many rules. I don't need to come up with anything. They should, because there's also good rules for improvising. Like there's excellent GM guidance for improvising. When players ask to improvise something, how you determine the improvise, they give you very good guidance. Much better than 5th edition. 5th edition, you just kind of make stuff up after a while. You just get used to it. But Pathfinder says, you know what, this is this kind of action that does this much damage. You should charge him an extra action if they improvise. You should charge him extra skill checks, stuff like that.
That's cool.
One thing I think Lindsay would do before we finally go to bed, learning about our new sort of companion, Knock Knock, is she would sort of as a follow-up to what Scarlett was saying, she would say that one of the things about our goddess is that she really she admires friendship, and she is very popular amongst us that play these instruments. And I would be willing to do a performance to try and woo him a bit that way.
You can only do one influence increase per day.
Oh, per night.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wait till the morning. I'll wait till
Yeah,
tomorrow.
you can do it. You can try another influence tomorrow on Knock Knock. That's so they make it so it you guys attain influence over time. Otherwise, you can just stay there and nonstop try to influence some one of the NPCs. So it's one influence per day is the rule.
But is
Okay.
it for NPC for each NPC or just one NPC?
For each NPC.
Oh, so Lindsay hasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, for each imp as target you mean?
Yeah.
Each as target.
You don't.
Okay.
I can tell you right now, you have no reason to try to influence Lindsay because she's maxed, unless you do something to upset
No,
her.
no, 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 no. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Lindsay influencing Knock Knock.
Oh, he's already been influenced.
Okay, so he can't be influenced by anybody else in one evening.
Yeah.
You know what?
Okay.
Since we're on the topic, I'd like to influence Jathal a little bit better.
Okay, I'm gonna have to roll another. If you do another action tonight, because you already did one influence and then tell a story, so this is gonna be a third action. So I gotta roll
Is anyone
random.
opposed? Is anyone opposed to me doing that before we do that?
No,
That's fine with
but I
me.
was going to cook while you guys talk.
Yeah, since he's already using 3 actions, you guys all can use 3 actions if you want. All right. What
Okay,
do you?
then
What do
What
you?
was my third? I
What,
thought it was my second.
no, you had 1 for tell a story, 2nd for influence knock knock.
That was
Those are.
Scarlet who influenced Knock Knock.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that case, this is only 2nd.
Yep. So I just want to walk up to her at the campsite and sit next to her and say, "Hey, you know, I'm really glad nothing happened to you. I know last we spoke, you know, I didn't out you on any of the stuff that we discussed about, you know, alluding to her being undead. But I'll say, but you know what? I'm not sure. Do you see this as a curse? I know you mentioned you would see you would give to feel anything. What's your take on this?
Oh, well, Jathal says, I greatly appreciate that you did not let my secret out. And as for my condition, it's been so long. I haven't even thought about that in a long time. But in terms of, is it a curse? Yes, it is. It is a curse delivered to me by the goddess Orgatha, whom I am forced to serve. And she says, I can neither enjoy or dislike. My emotions, I have not felt any in a long, long time. And you can see that there's a longing in her eyes, like she's not happy about that.
Well, if you'd like to one day break free from that curse and join the realm of the living once again, or even just to feel anything again, you let me know, and I give you my word, I will make an effort to make that happen.
So you're telling her that you were going to help her try to feel something again, and that's actually something that she's been looking for a long time. So I'll give you a +4 circumstance bonus to your diplomacy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, +4.
Okay. Let's see.
Because that you're kind of hitting on something that that is her objective. No, 16 is not a failure. Actually, it is exactly what you needed.
Oh, thank God! Thank God.
With the +4.
Oh.
She says, I greatly appreciate your sentiment, but I am not sure how anybody can help me. She says, I live an existence where I cannot act on my own, but except by the will of the goddess Orgatha. She says, I am her dark champion, and she is my patron. And and this curse has been ongoing for 1,000 years. Albeit most of these years I've been buried in a tomb, so at least it's nice to be outside again.
Well, as long as I draw breath in this world, it may be a drop in the bucket in your time, but as long as I draw breath, I will do whatever it takes to help you.
She says, "Be careful of what you promise. You know not to whom you promise it."
You mean yourself or her? And I refer to the goddess.
She says both. For in my station, there's no difference. I do what her will beseeches.
Well, I don't take back what I said. I do mean it.
Would you like to start worshiping Orgotha, the goddess of undeath? I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Jathal's influence goes up by 1. So with high enough influence, also it activates extra benefits down the road, and it will with high enough influence, some characters have a character quest that activates with high enough influence. Once the
nice.
Once the all the things have been met. So what I caution you is if you collect every single NPC, some of them are opposed to each other. So you may not be it may not be like that easy to manage all of them. All right, so you guys have an uneventful evening. I think both of those random encounter rolls failed. You guys wake up the next morning. You get an overnight rest, and your spells. You have daily preparation. Spells recharged.
Okay.
I never threw the cooking last night, but I threw it before you put the overnight rest. I was waiting for you guys to end the conversation. Would that be okay? These
Yeah,
guys
that's
to stay?
fine.
Maybe it's breakfast.
Well, the thing is, 17 is a failure on the cooking. But failure does not have a penalty.
Yeah. It just tastes good. That's the only thing different. Actually, I think I'm going to. I didn't like the cantrip that I chose last time, which was Tanglevine. So I'll probably just change it to Sprout in my daily preparations.
All right, so new day. You guys said you were planning on going back to Oleg's.
Yes.
Yeah, to sell that stuff.
Okay, so with the horse and the cart, and the wagon, you can easily make it back with two movements on this turn. You guys make it back to Oleg's, and as you get back there, you realize that there's a lot of activity going on there now. It seems like a whole bunch of new people have arrived. A lot of them are traders. You see a couple of soldiers there. Oleg welcomes you back into his trading post. Well, it's a pleasure to see you again. Tell me, how's the adventuring faring?
We've had our ups and downs, Oleg. But we made it back.
He says, well, I'm so glad you're here because I think there's somebody I need you to meet. And then Oleg kind of scoffs at Knock Knock. He says, I suppose he's with you?
Yes.
Yes, I'm adventurer too. Oleg reluctantly allows him to come in with the rest of you. And as you guys, as Oleg leads you back, you see Svetlana is busy cooking, and she's making a delicious meal for everybody who's staying at the trading post. She also, welcomes you back and invites you to sit down and eat a meal. And then Oleg comes back later with this soldier, this guy who looks like a mercenary or a soldier. Let me see.
Okay,
His
so
name,
which is this mercenary?
he introduces himself as Keston. Hold on, I got a thing here. Cause I Keston. There we go. So this guy, he's wearing some armor, and he comes over to you and he says, "May I sit down?" Yeah, I suppose you are the adventuring party sent by Lady Jamandi.
We are.
So he takes a seat across from the party, and he says, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Keston Garris. I too was sent by Lady Jamandi, and I really have to thank you. We and he kind of looks around for. He has two men with him. He says we were sent here to deal with the encroaching bandits on poor Oleg's trading post. But when we had just arrived and discovered that you guys had already done our jobs for us, and I would really greatly like to show my gratitude for that."
Hey, John. So, in my background, I come from the Garess family.
Do you?
Yes.
Well,
Cool.
oh, okay.
So, would I recognize him?
In fact, you own him. No.
Well, I didn't realize you were from his. Yes, you do. Keston is your distant cousin. You haven't seen him in many years, and he doesn't even look like he even recognizes you. You remember playing with him as a child. He was always a very kind of a real bully kind of guy, really tough bully kind of guy. But he was your cousin, and he did protect you from the other kids that were nasty. But he doesn't even seem to recognize you after all these years. You guys have been separated. Your family, specific families, have been branches of the family have been separate for a long time. You've been living in a completely different city.
When he says that, I'm gonna hold out my hand. And goes, Keston. It's been many years. It's me, Talos. I
Uh,
don't know if you recognize me.
he looks at you, and then all of a sudden, his eyes widen with recognition. Talos, wow. Well, my, how you've grown. When I last saw you, you were about this high, and puts his hand up like 2 feet high. What have you been doing all this time? I lost contact with you. Your mother, your father.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a disagreement, and I had to leave town for a little bit. Been kind of on the down end with the people that I care about going missing, but I think I'm on the path to getting to upwards finally.
Oh, if I had known that you were part of this adventuring party, no one had mentioned anything of this to me. It's such we have to catch up. It's such a pleasure to see you again. He is very joyful to see you again. He says,
it's been far too long.
let's catch up right after, but I do have to I have to at least tell all of you something. He says, well, as you know, there's been a serious problem with a bandit threat. This bandit king, he calls himself, the Stag Lord, appears that he has conquered all the other raiding bandit parties in the area, has forged them into his own gang, and they are terrorizing all caravans going to and from the trading post. He says this needs to be dealt with.
I agree with you fully. In fact, we've already done a little bit of that. We helped Oleg here with that Stag Lord raiding his fortress here.
Yes, I've heard you went out to hunt bandits. It looks like you were successful. It looks like you brought a lot of their equipment back.
Yeah, we went out and we actually managed to get one of his lieutenants. there's a whole multitude of them almost in the double digits though.
He says, well, tell me, what do you know about the Stag Lord? Because despite his power and influence, so little is known about him. Even the bandits that we capture, even the bandits that we've captured and interrogated know nothing about him. They say that he's a monster behind a mask.
We have very few details as well. We interrogated one of the lieutenants, and she only knew vague details. All we really know is that nobody sees his face. If anybody manages to actually see it, he kills them on the spot. He has no emotions, and he has no reactions to pain. And he seems to rule with a might is right type of government.
So Keston says, surely we must know a little bit more about him before we fight him. We don't even know if he's human. From what I'm hearing from some of the bandits that we've so far captured, they don't think he's even human. He says, do you have any clues on how we can maybe at least get a little bit of info on him?
I mean, we have a list of his lieutenants and some of their locations. So I was thinking maybe the person we talked to seemed to have been a fresh lieutenant. So maybe somebody who has been who's more higher ranked amongst them might know more.
So Keston says, okay, and you guys start exchanging information because he's trying to do the same thing. He's not trying to conquer the stolen lands like you guys are, but he's been sent out by Lady Aldori to protect Olog's trading post and to try to fish out any bandit outposts nearby. And she says, well, if you have some information, and he takes the information of the names of the lieutenants. He's like, this is very useful for me and my men. He says, let me share what we've learned. He says, we've learned that the Stag Lord himself has given a directive to all of his bandits, even the newest recruits. He has told them that the first person to go to the Temple of the Elk and retrieve the Stag Lord's old bow and will be rewarded. And to make sure that when they go to retrieve the Stag Lord's old bow, to burn down the huts that he used to live in. I don't know what to make of this, but those are the directives of the Stag Lord. Do you know where this Temple of the Elk is?
I'm gonna give a look to Scarlet because I think she's talked about this, but I'm not gonna say it out loud. I'm just gonna give it a look at her and see if, like, a squint at her, see if she knows anything.
You see that Scarlet looks at Talos and she gets the idea. We heard that it's deep in the Narm marshes, and there's probably a nearby hut that will reveal a Stag Lord's weakness. We got that from a source.
Oh, is that so? He says, I would love to go there myself, but our directive is to protect Olog's trading post. If you are heading that direction, would you please check it out? Perhaps that'll give us an advantage on the Stag Lord when we finally assault his base. Because you guys told him where you found out, you guys know where the Stag Lord's fortress is. So now you kind of shared that with him.
Are you planning on doing that soon?
He says, I have to ensure that Olog is safe before I can leave the trading post. But if I can, yes, I would help.
What would you need to be sure?
Well, I don't know. I suppose that, he says, you know what? Keston takes out some wanted posters. He says, you know what? I have been asked to come and distribute these posters around the trading post. Maybe you'd be interested. He hands you a poster that says, now this is a reward. If you can kill 6 bandits, you can get the reward. But I would imagine that if you can kill some of those Stag Lord's lieutenants and prove that the Stag Lord is weakened, maybe he won't be such a threat, and I could leave Olog's trading post. So he hands you this wanted poster. He says there's two other wanted posters if you're interested to checking them out. There's this one wanted poster on this horrific supernatural boar that hangs out in the Gnarl Marshes called the Tusk Gutter. Sounds like a nasty beast. And then there's also a wanted posted on the problem with kobolds infesting the area. They're getting more and more aggressive. So he hands you
We know
three.
about them.
He hands you 3 wanted posters. They are all potential quests. If you complete the quests and you bring back evidence, you can get the rewards. I'm going to add this to your quest log.
We already are on a quest for the kobolds.
Yeah, well, we're actually heading to see where these kobolds are now, actually. So we'll see about taking care of this.
Actually, I do. Outside of game, John, I got a question.
Yeah.
Would the quest about the bandits be? I mean, could we do? We already did that, didn't we? Because I think we killed 6 and.
But they want you to bring back evidence that you've actually killed them. Yes.
Hey, I have these amulets.
Oh, you have the 6 amulets?
I was collecting them.
Oh, he says, well, if you're willing to turn in those amulets, I can give you the quest reward right now. And
you said you only needed 6?
Right.
Yeah.
If I had more, does that make a difference, or?
Well, not really. I only have so much reward money.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you 6, just so you know. I have 8 total. But I was actually going to collect these to potentially use them as a way to infiltrate the Stag Lords.
Okay.
Base operations. But here,
hey,
take these 6.
Wait. If you're using them to infiltrate the Stag Lord, you can hold on to them for now. I've already seen them. I know you are deserving of the reward. And he takes out a gold pouch. He's like, here's the 30 gold for the reward, and you guys get 30 gold and also 30 experience points. A reward for killing the bandit, because you already have proof of defeating them. There you go. That was the easiest quest you guys have done.
Yeah.
Right?
We're ahead of the curve.
So I added the other wanted posters to the quest. He says, you know what? I have a special request. If you have the time, and this is for me personally, he says, but if you can help me with my request, I'm willing to give you one of these weapon runes. He says, as a matter of fact, I have 3 of them. He says, these are +1 weapon runes, and they're you guys are level 2 and you can use them, and they're worth a lot of money. He says, you see, when I first made my mercenary company, I had a best friend. His name was Falgrim, and we had traveled together, and we had taken on a lot of jobs together, mostly security work, defending against bandits. And originally, Falgrim was supposed to come out with me here to Oleg's, but I don't know what happened, but Falgrim disappeared the day he was supposed to come out with us. I didn't know what went on with him, but I went to his house. I spoke to his wife and his child, and they said that he left mysteriously in the middle of the night. And what they found under his bed, and he takes out of his pocket another one of those Stag Lord's amulets. And he says, I'm afraid that Falgrim might have thrown himself in with the Stag Lord. And if that's the case, then he deserves the punishment. But I'm hoping that this is a separate issue, and this is not what I'm thinking. So if you are going to attack the Stag Lord and you find Falgrim, if you can get to the bottom of whether or not he's joined the Stag Lord, and if he did, then he needs to be either killed or imprisoned. But if that's what he did, but if not, then to help rescue him, I'd be more than happy to part with my weapon runes.
Any friend of Talos is a friend of ours.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course we could do that for you.
So I'm adding Find Falgrim to your quest. You guys got a pretty hefty quest list here.
Now,
we
when you
finished one and
say,
got another.
John, when you're saying quests, are you putting this in the quest feature?
No, not that thing. That thing doesn't work very well. So in your player
Okay.
notes, you see quest log.
Oh, okay. In the
Yeah,
player
and
notes,
I'm
okay.
populating them. You have a main quest, which is to kill the Stag Lord, and then you have all these side quests, including Svetlana's ring, Fangberries, the sacred statue that apparently the kobolds have been. And then Keston goes to Talos. He says, "Well, now that we're done here, we have to go catch up." And the two of you go and you spend some time together and catch up. You guys are family after all. You find out so you find out late as you guys talk now that because you're family, Keston tells you everything. You find out that Keston unfortunately has fallen onto hard times. His whole family has fallen onto hard times. But even worse than your family, his father gambled away all of his money, so they became destitute, and all they had was a noble title. Keston wanted to make something of himself by becoming a warrior and a guard, but there was a time where he was supposed to be fighting the bandits. He was fighting during the war that happened a decade ago, where he left dishonorably. He abandoned his own men and has been put into dishonor ever since then. So his noble name is pretty much worthless now. So all he can really do is find a job as a mercenary, and that's why he's joined up with Lady Aldori. So it's a kind of a sad story.
Okay,
I guess maybe you tell him what happened to you.
Yeah,
which is not that much better, I think.
Yeah. So I would have brought some drinks, so we would have drank together and talked about all that. But yeah, I was just caught up with him like that.
He's very happy to see you again, but I think he's got something to prove too. He needs to show that he can do a good job to Lady Aldori, so he can at least have a position because he has a wife and kids he has to feed.
If we end up making the kingdom, and this whole Aldori thing doesn't work out, you could always come and work as a mercenary group for us.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? He says. He says, "Look, I would like nothing more than you to be the new ruler of these lands." But right now I don't know how much Lady Aldori can even make to her promise. He says you have to understand, Lady Aldori and House Sertova have been at odds for centuries, and what she's doing now, and he understands the politics a little bit. He says what she's doing now is a political move, because we know that the king of Pitax, King Iorvelli, has been trying to make a settlement in the stolen lands. And Lady Jamandi believes that if she can make the first settlement in the stolen lands, then that gives her incredible political power, and that'll allow her to get power over House Sertova, which is the other ruling house of Brevoy. He says, I don't know how much she's going to actually let you rule your own kingdom rather than you being a puppet kingdom of her. So he's surmising that, just because of the politics of the region, he thinks that she's not going to just give you complete power and autonomy, even if you manage to accomplish the feat. You think that, yeah.
This is good information. No, to be honest, I didn't really know the politics of it.
No, I've been living in Brevoy for the last 15 years, and people say things. Lady Aldori, she seems very honorable, but she is bound by the feud between the Aldori and Sertova families. And I bet you, if you manage to defeat the Stag Lord and establish your own kingdom, House Sertova will try to make a bid for you as well.
Okay, I guess we'll have to deal with that when it comes to play, though.
Yeah. And he says, I don't
think
know. I don't know which one is worse. I don't think either of them have your interests at heart.
No, and I don't think anybody in our group would really be okay with being a puppet government either.
No, but it's better not to tell them this. I mean, everybody is so, motivated and excited. Don't tell them about these political intrigues. I mean, they're going to happen, and we're, I guess you're just going to have to cross that bridge when you get there.
Oh yeah, of course. But I guess she won't have much direct influence over us once we're there, though. We'll still be quite a distance away.
You will be, but even if you establish a barony, you don't have an army, you barely have any income. You will be dependent on one house or another to support you as your kingdom grows. And whoever you're dependent on will try to control you. I can guarantee it. These are the politics of Brevoy. He says, but if you accomplish a feat like destroy the Stag Lord, people might at least think twice about being aggressive with you or trying to conquer you.
Right. And
he says, but these are thoughts for another time. Right now, we have enough on our plate with all the quests I've given you.
Yeah, we have a lot to deal with, and when that comes, I wouldn't mind when we eventually cross that much later path. I wouldn't mind some support from you.
Absolutely, family is always first. He says, gives you a hard pat on the shoulder. He says, anything that I can do, although my influence in the court is minuscule, anything that I can do, of course, you have my support.
Likewise, but we could rebuild. We'll rebuild our name together.
He says, wouldn't that be the day? He says, that's all I dream of.
Someday soon.
I'm going to award you some role-playing points for that. Where are we? Let's see. What is everyone else doing?
Well, I'm not sure. Do I get... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to do some shopping. So while you can continue talking.
Well, I'm not sure, John. Do I roleplay Lindsay or are you roleplaying Lindsay?
I have to roleplay Lindsay because there's stories elements.
Can you distribute the gold?
Okay, so you guys want to deal with inventory. So open up the party sheet. Anything that you want to put into your inventories. And everything else I will sell and distribute.
What was the deal with that herbal liquor?
That sounds fun.
You guys found a whole bunch of herbal liquor at the bandit camp.
We might want to keep some of that.
You take it over to Oleg. He sniffs it. He's like, "Oh my goodness, this is strong stuff. This is like 200 proof. Oh God, get it away from me." But it is worth gold if you want to sell it.
Someone grab the healing potion for sure.
Yeah, let me add make a like an item and call it loot and put everything underneath that so that way I don't get confused.
I'm gonna grab the Horn Devil Ivory statuette.
Yeah, that thing's pretty precious because you guys know that the kobolds are worshiping this thing.
Yeah, I don't want that to get sold.
I'm going to grab the silver earrings, Negas, because he wants to give them as a gift to Lindsay, but he wants to take them before she sees them.
Oh, that's very sweet. Lindsay, are you trying to marry Lindsay or something?
I'm just trying to woo her here and there. Just trying to be a good friend and traveling companion.
How many of us? I have 10 of the amulets. Okay, that's more than enough. Gunthar, Lindsay, Nat, Scarlet, Talos, Jathal, myself. So okay, and then the goblin. So yeah, we got 8 plus 2. Ooh, you know what? I need to know whether or not this Stag Lord can understand common, because I think whether it's myself or someone else, if we throw that at him, like at his feet, That might be some intimidation, saying like, "Hey, we've been collecting these on our way to you." You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Stag Lord definitely speaks common because he's ordering his men around.
Yeah. So that'll be that. I'm just saying that'd be pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, with the Stag Lord amulets, I think you guys were thinking about wearing them as disguises to infiltrate his fortress.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that would work. Cool.
I'm going to take the spikes there because I'm sort of moving in the direction of thievery, and it sounds like a thieving roguelike thing. I don't know how I'll ever use it.
Knock Knock comes over and shows you exactly how to. I show you. You take this, you pull it back, you put it over here, and then when he steps on it, smack.
All right.
So he teaches you how to use it.
Lesson. Thank you for the lesson, Knock Knock.
Can we actually give some of that fur and pelts to Knock Knock so he can look a little bit better?
Of course you can.
So let's say that we gave one of them to Knock Knock.
Well, that's a crate, mind you.
Yeah, there's a lot of furs and pelts in there. So
yeah, 3 crates.
Knock Knock actually has some goblin-sized leather armor. It's filthy and disgusting.
Why don't we just clean them up?
Yeah.
Knock Knock refuses. You don't have enough influence to clean him up.
I know.
He says,
I knew that was coming.
Why you wash away good dung? No.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's bad. One of my ideas of how to gain influence with them was, I can't play Lindsay, but like Scarlet, Lindsay is sort of a sister in worship of Shaylin.
Yeah,
right?
you can ask Lindsay to do things, of course. Even though you're not role playing her, but if you want her to try something, she'll do it. Sure.
Yeah, because she has her lute. I was going to have her play a beautiful song just to show that that the followers of Shaylin or the devout of Shaylin are able to bring beautiful things, and she will play him a song on her lute. This was my suggestion for her.
Okay, I will take that as like sort of like you're not really camping, but it's like a camping action. What I'll do is I will roll her performance against Knock Knock's will DC.
Right. Okay. Whenever it's time. I'm just saying. Oh, you're doing it now. Okay.
That is exactly Knock Knock's will DC. Knock Knock says, "Oh, that is kind of nice." Yes. He kind of bobs his head along to Lindsay's song.
Good. And does she gain more? Does the party gain more influence?
Yeah, because it's another day, so that'll be Knock Knock's influence roll for the day. Knock Knock's influence is going up. He's still not even high enough influence for any of you to control.
Right.
Valerie can be in your control. Lindsay can be in your control. Jathal also can be in your control. They're all party friendly. Because you guys have run up high influence on Jathal previously.
Am I able to level her up?
Yes, if you want. If you want to control Jathal, she's all yours.
Perfect.
But it's your responsibility to. Once you take her, it's she's your responsibility to keep alive.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The leveling up is quite a challenge. There's a lot of reading to do.
It is.
I live for that shit, dude.
So
yeah,
you can sit there and pore over all the options, or if you don't want to rush, you don't want to go through everything. If you just pick like whatever, it's not going to hurt. You're not going to break. You can't break a character by picking the wrong feat or anything in this game.
I just had to narrow it down to about 5. But
the thing about the Pathfinder system is that no matter what choices you make when you level up, it does not nerf the original class abilities. So the class numbers, your attack bonus, your spell casting bonus, those will always remain the same. So, however you level them up, it's just how you want to flavor the character, what extra abilities you want to have.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I took everything that I needed or we needed from these loot. Anything else?
Yeah,
I don't need anything. I'm disappointed there's no bolts, but I probably couldn't carry them anyways.
So
Lots of arrows.
I looked here, and the bottle of herbal liquor seems to be about 2 gold a bottle. Now that's not cheap for a bottle, right?
Yeah.
My thing is this: I grabbed one. My thought is maybe we take 2 of them, sell the rest. I say 2 at a minimum because, well, actually, John, how flammable are these bottles of liquor?
These are very flammable, but not as good as alchemist fire.
Sure. But so my thought process was it wouldn't hurt to have that as something that's flammable, but also if we come across another wandering drunk friar, I'm sure he would have done everything to get his hands on that, or just anyone that likes to partake in beverages.
Well, this alcohol is not like your normal alcohol that people enjoy. This is just a straight up like grain alcohol. That's how strong it is. It's not something that people typically like to sip like elven wine or something.
It's peasant hooch.
Gunther put in the chat that the arrows are gone.
So am I good to sell off everything and then distribute gold?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything's sold, and now I'm going to well, hold on. I have to take the NPCs out of the party or else they're going to get the gold too. Just for simplicity's sake, the NPCs are not going to have their own gold because it's just too much stuff to manage.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to remove them from the party sheet. And when you guys leave this time, you're allowed to take 1 NPC. Well, Jathal is very much insisting on going with you this time because she wants revenge on Tartuccio. But it's your choice. You don't have to take her. She might get upset and leave you if you don't take her, though. She looks like she's very intent.
Can we swap them out time to time? I'd like to, run her.
You can't. If you're out in the wilderness, the only way you can swap them out is you send them back and ask them to get another NPC out here.
No, I mean before we head out, since we're at the trading post.
Yeah, when you head out of town, you get a character selection screen. With a full party, you get 1 NPC with you. If you have less,
she's a champion, isn't she?
She is a champion. She is a unholy champion, meaning that she's not going to do anything to protect anybody except herself. She has an ability called Selfish Shield, which she will mitigate damage to herself.
But she's a good tank.
She can be because she has the highest armor class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of gold left over, 4 gold and 3 copper left over that won't let me distribute, but that's fine.
Hey, John, quick question before we leave. I can't seem to find the price of it online, but how much would would they have a recipe for Alchemist Fire?
Yeah, the recipe is the bottles. So buying a recipe is the same price as the actual bottle. But I think Alchemist Fire is a common item, right? You can just make it.
I could just make it. I wasn't aware of that then. Okay, then.
I think you do because of the book.
Let me check it.
You have the basic book that was given to you by the alchemist.
An alchemist, a lesser Alchemist Fire. Hold on. I'm looking it up. So for a level 1 lesser Alchemist Fire, I think you already have the formula for it. You can just make it.
Okay, cool. I was under pressure I had to get the recipe before I could make it.
I think the level 3 version you have to get a recipe for it, but the level 1, it's a level 1 common item, so you can just make it. You have that book that gives you all the recipes, and plus Boken would have given you the recipe.
Okay, cool, awesome. Then I thought I had to learn it and all that beforehand.
If you want a moderate Alchemist Fire, that's a level 3 item. When you hit level 3, you have to buy that recipe. The recipe costs the price of the item, which is 10 gold.
Okay, actually, I think for like if I want to use like the versatile vial alchemist class version, I think I would need to learn the recipe though.
Yeah.
So if I want to use like the versatile version, so I'll just go ahead and pay for that.
Well, you don't have the full alchemist abilities. You have you're the archetype, right?
Yeah, but if I know a recipe, I could make it with a versatile vial. Like I could turn that into.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can make alchemist fire. You don't need additional. You already have that recipe book.
Okay, cool. Then that's awesome. Then I wasn't aware of that.
So while you guys are in town, just one thing to kind of be aware of is that if you guys are using any sort of weapon, now is a good opportunity to get a rune and make that a +1 weapon. However, even though Keston Garrus is offering you as a reward 3 of those level 1 +1 runes, if you feel like you need to get a +1 rune, you can buy one now. On top of that, if you bring an NPC out, you're responsible for equipping that NPC too. So if you don't equip them, they're gonna be going out with their starting gear. Luckily, Jathal, because she is ancient. Her elven gear comes from thousands of years ago. They're already at a +1. They used to be stronger, but their magic has faded over time. So she is the only character in the whole game right now with a +1 armor. That +1 on her armor is non-transferable, and her armors won't fit anybody but her. So that's why her armor class is the highest right now.
Nice.
For Lindsay, I need to. For some reason, Lindsay's got 10 bolts, yet she has a short bow. So she needs to get arrows instead of having 10 bolts. So can I just change that over to arrows?
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, that's negligible. They cost the same.
I'm wondering if she wants.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't know why she has bolts and short bow. That might have been my error when I made her character sheet.
It's okay. It's easy enough. I'll just give her arrows.
John, I have a question. Like how Gunter said, how would that work for a short bow or a
you did it. Okay.
or a crossbow having a
I didn't see Gunther actually wrote it in. He wrote it in the chat. So a +1 runes are all cost the same amount of gold. It's 35 gold. You can attach a +1 rune to any weapon, including a bows. Now, the +1 does not add any damage. It only adds +1 to your attack.
Right.
So if you want to purchase a +1 rune, all you do is you take 35 gold out of your inventory. And then the easiest way to do it is you have to go, you can just go to that weapon that you have and add a +1 to it. So if you want to add a +1 to your composite short bow, you can just go to the weapon, open up the item sheet, and make it a +1. It does. You also technically have to add the magical trait, but in Pathfinder, the whole weapon being magical is not as big a deal as it is in 5th edition. In 5th edition, there's monsters that can't be hurt, will take half damage unless the weapon's magical. I don't think there's a lot of monsters in Pathfinder like that, but you should. But if you want to be sure, just add a magical trait. So I'll do that for you. Magical.
I'm going to do that.
Hey, Nick, I don't know if John's allowing this, but in the items, there's something called explosive mines, and lesser ones are worth 4 gold pieces.
Explosive mines. Hold on. I'll
Just
look it up.
sounds like something you might be interested in.
Yep.
What's the item level of that thing?
Well, I see in a lesser one is 2 gold. The level is 1.
If it's level 1, you can buy it. Oleg can get it to you.
Oh, they can get it for us. Would it be a delay, or can I just have it
next day? You can just have it before you go out.
Okay. All right, I'm going to I'll put some in my inventory because that's definitely something I'd be interested in down the line. My ex-master would be so ashamed of me, but you know.
There it is. All right. And how much should be lesser? So lesser should be four,
Okay,
right?
so Gunthar, I let me see. +1 plus item attack bonus. There, Gunthar, I made it for you. This should be item bonuses +1. No, that's not. No, hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. Dex +1, proficiency per attack bonus. There you go, Gunthar. You're good to go. I made your composite shortbow +1. I subtracted the money for the rune, so you should be good to go.
Okay, thanks.
I am going to upgrade Lindsay's short bow to a runic bone, the +1.
Okay, but Lindsay, let me see. Okay, same thing. You can just buy a potency rune.
Because she's never used her dagger, I don't think yet. She's used her short bow more. It makes sense.
Well, she's not very good at actually attacking with a weapon. So she's got spells. She's got telekinetic projectile.
Yeah, but she's good at. That's true. She's good at a short bow, though. Yeah, maybe not. She might not actually ever use it because the telekinetic projectile does about as good.
Well, the difference is that the telekinetic projectile takes 2 actions to cast.
Right.
A weapon takes 1 action to use. So
yeah, that's right.
There are
That's
instances where she might fire a weapon. If you want to invest the gold in upgrading her weapon.
Yeah, I'm going to actually. That's true. I found.
You know who does need a +1 weapon is Valerie. She.
Yeah, I was. She's in my mind right now. I was going to buy her a weapon, a +1 weapon too.
She has a longsword, a regular longsword. She has also a half plate. You can buy her full plate.
So a full plate
is 30 gold.
She can do that.
Yeah, a full plate is 30 gold. And a longsword +1 would cost you 35 gold.
Do you have that? Do you need help with that? Maybe I'll hold off with Lindsay if you need help with getting stuff for her.
Give me one moment. Let me do some.
Well, my question for you is, who are you taking out with you this time? Because whoever you're taking out would be the most needing of weapon upgrades.
I don't think it's going to be Valerie.
I'd like to bring Jathal out since she wants to be part of this to get revenge, and 2, it'd be nice to swap an NPC out. We could take Valerie out next, or Lindsay.
If you take Knock out, you can't play him yet. I have to still play him because you don't have enough influence.
Yeah. The only Lindsay doesn't have to go out. The only thing she really has that is beneficial is her buff.
Oh, that buff makes a world of difference.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. But it also you kind of have to succeed on the lingering composition to make it really work well.
Well, if you don't succeed on it, you still get the buff. It's just that she has to cast it again. So
the next round, yeah.
If you succeed on it, then she has 2 actions, so she can cast a buff and cast a spell on the first round.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. She can do a lot, and she has pretty good heals.
So it depends on what you guys want. Do you want an extra tank, which is Jathal, or Valerie? They're both tanks.
I think we can take Jathal first, but Valerie, I think we can leave her protecting Oleg's.
Okay.
For a little bit more time.
Boy, this feels like Baldur's Gate, where it's like you get a new NPC and they're like, "I'd love to join you, but there's no room in your party."
Yeah.
Well,
that was always a problem with this series.
Technically, we can play the game with everybody in the party, but that means I had to change the challenge to match what's in the party, and which means combat is going to last an hour and a half each encounter.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to play like that, we can do that, but I promise you're not going to enjoy it. You don't want to be waiting 45 minutes for your turn.
Okay,
no, you don't.
John. I don't think I will update Valerie right now.
Okay.
Because what I want to do is that I want to have a +1 crossbow just in case for myself.
Okay, so you can just you know how to do it. Just 35 gold to buy a +1 rune.
Are we stopping
Oh
here
no,
then?
Yeah,
it would be,
yeah, we are.
38.
All right, I'm gonna hop off,
because,
guys.
Oh,
I just
okay.
want to say
Okay.
goodnight.